Hey y'all, happy Saturday. So look, this is going in the beginning of the video because I wanted to come on here and update some things that I said on this video. And I wanted to do it at the beginning because if I put it at the end, I wanted to make sure y'all caught it. So first up, you'll see at towards the end of the video, I talk about Drew and I said, oh, Drew got to leave in like 2 or 3 days because I recorded this on Friday, right? Which was the what, 29th? And I was like, Drew got to like, she's like literally packing up right now. But it has come out that a judge has now reversed, I guess, his decision. So she is able to stay in the house. So child Drew ain't got to pack up. Drew ain't got to move. I wonder if Ralph still has to stay in the basement. So I wanted to update that at the top of the episode. And also, I talked about Pinky Cole's restaurants in Baltimore, Slutty Vegan and Bar Vegan. I said that they were temporarily closed due to I said due to like, oh my gosh, I forget the word. I'm drawing a blank. I forget that word I used, but it was for permit issues. And Pinky has posted they are back in business, baby. So shout out to Pinky again. They were closed for a little bit because you'll hear me talk about it. That I just rode past those restaurants earlier this week and there was no notice on the door. Then there was a notice on the door. And again, it was for permit issues, but Pinky has said they are back open. So shout out to Pinky. I said in the video that she can't catch a break, but apparently she has caught a break. All right, y'all. Now make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and enjoy me and my wonderful guest. See ya. Hey y'all, welcome to another What Else Is Going On, aka We Go podcast episode. Listen, let's get that out of the way. Y'all know I've been saying all week that I'm having a special guest, y'all. When I tell y'all, I'm so excited. If you're watching, you already know who it is. If you're listening, I'll say met, because that's how we meet people now online, a couple years ago. She is on 1/3 of the Ooh Ladies First panel, and I just like loved her thoughts, the way she came in. When I tell y'all, she is so pretty. I told her all this is for her. This right here is for her. I was coming correct with Ms. Dixon, and you are so. When you know how you see those posts that say 90s fine, early 2000s fine, that is you. You are 1000% 90s fine, girl.
Thank you so much. Oh, that's one of the best compliments I have ever gotten. Oh, that's so much better than, oh my gosh, she's beautiful. Girl, thank you. 90s me?
Yes. Listen, when I see your Instagram, I'll be like, Niece is just doing it. And it's only you. Okay, so I'm a creature of habit from the time I was younger on up. So my obsession with bright yellow, the lemon, oh my God, I can't even think of the name, the lemon drop or the bright yellow neon nail polish. I get it on my toes. Whenever I have nails, I get it on my nails. You and one other lady on TikTok have me considering getting red. When you have them red nails on, I'm like, Niecy, that's kind of doing something to me.
And I don't have them right now. It's so funny because I was stuck on, I try to go back I really don't know why I was so anchored to the red. The red really is my thing, but I'm trying to branch out of it. And honestly, you know, I took some time off in my Nicki Minaj voice. I took some time off. Now I'm back, right? So I was wondering, did I try to anchor to the nail color? Did I anchor to the bob so I felt like I had some control over my life? So now that I'm not in that space of like, ooh, I gotta make sure this is in control. I'm like forcing myself to do different colors. Girl, I left the nail shop last week, and for me, it's either French or red. It's French or red.
Okay.
But this was supposed to be French. Thank you. And the girl she didn't look too confident. And I was like, you know what? Oh, and they also didn't have my shade of red. So I was like, this is nobody but God telling me like, I actually have to like release a little bit of control, right? So then when she did the pink, I was like, no, it's cool. She was like, you want to try chrome? And I was like, you can try it on one pinky. And she's like, oh, I just said, you know what? It's fine. Girl, while I get to the car, I wanted to cry. I wanted to cry. Like, and it's not bad. These are
no, they're beautiful, but I get it. They are really pretty.
And then everybody was like, red? No more red? So after this, I got to go back to red.
But honestly, no, I feel like you just gave the people a word, because that's what I try to do over here too. Besides having fun and we kikiing, you know, life lessons. I literally, you know, I do rideshare, and I literally had a woman today We were in our car, and this car was very aggressive, and I can be an aggressive driver to a certain extent, but it was obnoxious. And we were talking about the state of the world and how you want to feel in control. So you suppress, you do this, you stay in your box, and it's not good to do that. And the fact that you just said, I literally told you that I'm a creature of habit. I always do things the
Yes.
same. And here you come saying, in your life, sometimes that is actually you feeling like I got to have control over something. Girl, when I tell you that just hit me like,
Yeah. Yeah, that
okay.
might be why. we, I should have held your hand. I should have held your hand. That might be why.
Wow, I never thought it, because if people will, even with food, I don't do it with food. I get upset when people try to tell me about different foods. I'm like, that is, I had somebody tell me, he was a pastor, and he's a family member. He was randomly, he said, you know what? You keep asking God to bless you, but here's the thing. You be telling him how to bless you because you want to control everything. He might have something for you that you didn't ask for, but because you telling God, no, it has to be. And Nisi, my husband, will tell you, I always tell him I don't like surprises. So if you want to know what I want for Christmas, either pay attention to me or I'll give you a list and surprise me from the list. I never knew that I needed control like that in certain. I thought I was free
Yeah.
spirit. Anybody knowing me will tell you that I tell them, "Girl, I'm easy. I'm a free spirit," and it's like,
Nah.
oh.
What do you like to drink?
As far as alcohol,
Yeah, what's your drink of choice?
I'm laughing because I feel like this is going to be like the eyebrow situation. My drink of choice is going to be like,
What is it? What you about to
no,
say?
but I mean, y'all, for those of you that don't watch the Old Ladies First Panel, I got to give a background check. And if you don't, you need to watch Old Ladies First Panel every Thursday. It's Bondi Blue,
Yes.
Jamie, that's me, and Nisi. I love all those girls, women, all those women. Nisi has a theory. If your eyebrows look a certain way, that tells you the type of person you are. And that's why I don't want to tell her what I drink, because I have a feeling it's going to be okay. My favorite drinks are sweet drinks. So I love
Oh, I knew you was gonna say.
Moscato. You knew it. I love a Moscato, or if it's a liquor, it has to be a margarita on the rocks with a sugar rim.
Okay. So I was asking because that was going to tell me beyond the nails what level of like rigid and seriousness you were. But that's actually a good balance, because if
Okay.
you only do one color nails and then you end up like me with the dirty martinis or the ranch waters and that's it,
Okay.
you rigid AF. You are more free spirited. So that's
Okay.
good. That's a good balance.
Okay. Good. Look, while I was meeting, because your eyebrow theory, I've been testing it. And when I tell you, you be on to something. Can you please tell the people your eyebrow theory for those of you
For
that have not heard
sure.
it?
For sure. Okay. It really leans towards boxy or like eyebrows that are lines. And I have to lead with this because some people think that like natural brows, like no, if you have natural brows, that's telling me you're in touch with reality. Even so much that you don't give a fuck what anybody else has to say about your natural brow.
Yes.
But when you have the harsh eyebrows, when you have the strip line eyebrows, that tells me that you're so delusional that you think that we think that those are natural looking eyebrows. And that tells me that we cannot trust you. You're actually more liable to be the type of person to gaslight yourself to believe certain things the more fucked up your eyebrows are. And that goes for makeup as well. But if you really want to anchor to one thing, anchor to the eyebrows.
I was watching a YouTuber because I love YouTube. I tell people all the time, I may create content, but I'm a consumer of
Yeah.
content, which, by the way, I'm about to do something. I'm about to put some pressure on you. I love your vlogs. I'm going to need them weekly. Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
girl, you know what? Girl, you about to give me everything I need in this interview. You about to give me everything I need because I genuinely was sitting here thinking like, I don't know. I really don't know what I want to do. That's what my next vlog was going to be. I'm trying to come up with a format.
Ooh,
I
okay.
find myself almost treating my vlogs like a diary, right? So, long story short, let me get back to what I meant, like, so you get the bigger picture. So,
Okay.
what we last time we did our podcast
It
together,
was
like
like
this
two
weekend, was
years
like 2 years
ago.
ago, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, so that was before I even had my daughter.
I
My
was gonna.
daughter's 2 and some change now.
Yep.
Since then, like I was like freshly married, in a 10-year relationship and had my daughter. And then after that, I didn't really do as much content just because, reality TV can be so negative. It can be,
Yes.
especially like 2 years ago. We talking about the Love and Marriage Huntsvilles. We
Yep.
coming off of Potomac having some changes, and like it's just
Girl.
like it was just too much for me.
Mhm.
So I didn't know necessarily what I wanted to do. I didn't really want to vlog because like 100% of my life at the time was just being a mom. I didn't want to put my daughter in front of the camera all the time. So I took a break. So now that I'm back, I am divorced. I am living my best life. The girl, this is like, when they say your 30s feel like your 20s, you just have more money.
Yes.
I feel like that. I feel like I am just a girl. I have my girly apartment. Me and my daughter are living the best life. But yeah, that has me now. I'm in this point to where my vlogs end up being like diaries, but I want to come up with a format to where like it makes sense. And I think I have an idea of what I want it to be like. But then at the same time, it's so hard to like change lanes because people are so used to certain people are used to reality TV commentary. Like there are some people
Yeah.
who really love my vlogs and some people who go crazy when I do commentary. So it has me in this middle ground of like, do I want to vlog? Should I only do
Yeah.
commentary? I don't
I,
know.
I think that the people that are supposed to find you, whether it's your vlog or your commentary, are going to find you
True.
either way. And so for me, I do feel like when you do your vlogs that it's me and you on a FaceTime. And then sometimes you'll be like, oh, I'm not going to tell you that. And I'll be like, all right, girl, hang up with everybody else and tell me what.
No, for real. For real. Cause I'll be like that.
You'd be like,
Oh,
yep.
I
And
can't
I'll
say
be
that.
like, girl, hang up. Put everybody else on the back line. Tell me what you got. So
No.
I truly feel like that. And I like the idea of your diary because if you make it a diary, you can do anything you want. So you can talk about reality TV today and vlog 3 times and not talk about reality TV for a week because it's your diary. And our diary, what we put in our diary is what's on our heart at that moment.
Yes. Yeah.
So
I think I really appreciate that. Okay.
yeah, I'm telling
So
you.
people be watching. People be
Yes,
watching.
I'm engaged. And girl, I remember when I was going, I would go to your page and be like, okay. And then when you started putting more out, and then I love the one you were prepping to go, you took us on your prep to get ready to go on your vacation. I
Oh
loved
yeah,
that one
yeah.
too. So I loved it all. So I think when people are interested, when people connect to you, I know for me, when I connect to a person, it's like, and it's not weird like parasocial. It's almost like, oh, I
Yeah.
want to hear more about. I love this. I love their commentary, not just on reality TV, but in life in general.
Yeah, I'm
So
like
I
that
appreciate
too.
that.
I'm a
Yeah.
consumer just like you. Like
Yes, girl.
I'm a creator, but I'm a consumer heavily.
Yes. It's just just does something to like I don't it feeds a part of me that I didn't know I needed, to be fed.
Mhm.
I love life. And when you said living your best life, that was supposed to be a part of my intro because I wanted to tell you that just even though people can present an image, right? And it's something totally different behind the scenes with you, when you're on the panel, when you're doing your vlogs, there is just a light. It's not even happiness; it's a joy that you seem to be living in. That's just like I am just so happy and joyful to be here, and
Yes.
that comes through. And it seems like you're in that season of your life where you're just enjoying being here.
I I am. Thank you. I was talking to one of my friends and she wants to get into content creation. And she was just like, I think she was saying it'd be hard for her to talk in front of the camera or hard for her to figure out how she wanted to present. And I was like, well, you could do it if I could do it. And she was like, well, it's not hard for you because you're the exact same way on the camera as you are like off. So that's the thing that's funny because you do get to the point. I think once you start to grow and you get to that point to where people are looking for certain punchlines, they're like, that's kind of why I took a break too. I was
Hmm.
heavy on the talking shit on Love and Marriage Huntsville. They was raising my blood pressure a little bit. But then it got
Yes.
to the point to where I just did not care anymore. I'm like,
Yep.
I can't come on and kind of like do the song and dance. So
Yes.
I love being in this lane. I think that's part of the reason why I'm also a little bit inconsistent. I need to figure out the formula that works because
Hmm.
I can't do this song and dance when I'm not feeling the
Yes.
song and dance, you know?
Because we'll be able to feel it. Because I know you listen to creators when you're like, oh, so they didn't feel like doing this review. Okay, got it.
Yes. Yes. And when I don't feel like doing it, that review be about 8 minutes and
Yeah.
that's it.
It's like that's all there is to it. They get on my nerves. I'm ready to cuss everybody out. Everybody's stupid. Everybody's a hoe. Everybody just needs to move on.
Yes. It'd be like, I'ma head out. Thank
I
you.
was supposed to do a video yesterday. I went to I dragged myself to the gym, came home, took a shower. My husband was downstairs. Corey was downstairs. My kids, they're back home now, so it's an adjustment, but it's a good one. They were away. We were empty nesters for a little bit. Now they've graduated. They're home.
Yeah, I remember you said, yeah, one
Yeah.
of your kids were in college.
Yep.
Whenever you had a daughter in college.
And she
You have a
just
daughter?
graduated 2 weeks ago from Syracuse.
Oh,
So she's home.
wow.
Yeah. So I have my oldest one lives in New Jersey, and then my other two, my son graduated 2 years ago. She graduated this year. So they're figuring life out, but it's cool because there's enough space for everybody to do their own thing. And the fact that they're older, I went upstairs, took a shower, and laid in my bed. And then I heard my son's voice in the hallway. I said, I don't feel like doing nothing. Domino's pizza, because he is my Domino's guy. And my daughter was like, okay, well, I'm gonna get this. And then my husband's like, well, I'm good with this. I'm like, oh, I don't have to even think about it. But I could
See?
not bring myself to do a video because if I got on, you would either see how tired I was or how annoyed I was. Not at anybody in the house, just sometimes we just are annoyed.
Just one of them days.
Yes.
No, for
That a
real.
girl goes through. Yes. And I was,
Yeah.
yes. So I was like, let me take myself away from everybody. That way I'm not spilling my annoyance when it has nothing to do with them at all.
Yeah.
So
Hmm.
I appreciate you, y'all. I know the last time Nesey was on, people were like, I love Nesey. So if this is your first time experiencing her, I know you will enjoy her. Make sure you subscribe to her channel. And again, watch the Old Ladies first panel. I know I've said this before, but what I love about your panel is even if you all have different, like if we're talking about RHOA, and even if all three of you think something different, all of your thoughts make sense. So it's like,
Yes. Yes.
and not to say that some people's thoughts well, some people's thoughts don't make sense, but all of y'all's thoughts make sense. And I'll be like, oh, I didn't see it that way.
You
Oh,
think so? Because the
yes.
people are so mad at us after the last review. The people
I,
are mad.
I listened to it twice. I loved it. And I'm going to make a disclaimer here today because I knew I was going to have you on. And I was like, and I'm going to start making the disclaimer just because somebody has a critique of your fave does not mean you're hating. I need viewers, and I can be guilty of it myself, and I have to check myself sometimes, but your fave is not always the most innocent lamb being put out to slaughter. Sometimes
Hmm.
your fave can be holding shows back from really moving. So I'm just putting a disclaimer out there. If you are a diehard of any of these ladies, don't be nasty when you come in the comments. Be respectful if you disagree. Because the way
Because you
these,
know,
okay, I can't, okay, let's jump to Rory real quick because I want to save RHOA for last because I know that's
I
going to be
just I
good.
just realized I logged on this call on my real estate account. So let me go ahead and promote that real quick since
Yeah,
my name is up here.
go ahead. Yes, please. Yes.
I saw it, I was like, Janice, yes,
Yes.
okay. Okay. So just real quick, I'm a mom.
Yes.
I work my 9 to 5 as an analyst. I am a content creator. And lastly, I'm a real estate agent. If you need help in the Texas area, Janice Dixon, that's me. Look me up. You can follow my personal Instagram at NeceyDixon or my real estate centered profile that's called Necey Knows DFW. So that
Yes.
explains it. Cause I was like,
Right.
yeah.
That's not supposed to be. And shout out to Nisi because I believe you hit 1 million in sales,
Yes,
right?
yes, last year.
So
Mhm.
that lets you know she knows what she's doing. The people are seeking her out. So make sure you seek out Nisi for all your real estate needs. You said in Dallas, right? Or
Yeah,
all,
DFW.
okay.
Really, if it's another area, I can do DFW, I can do Houston. If it's an area that I don't work in, like West Texas, I have some referrals. But DFW is really like my main. Nisi really, I really know DFW, born and raised.
So when you say DFW, is that Dallas Fort Worth?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Okay. I
Look
was
at
like,
you
wait a
knowing
minute.
the abbreviations. What?
I was like, I know a little.
Because
I'm
people be
one.
like, Fort Worth, who is she?
I think Fort Worth might have been after Dallas. Fort Worth was the next place that I've heard of. Then Houston and all the
Yeah.
others. I have been to San Antonio, but my oldest was in the Air Force. Her boot camp, she graduated from San Antonio. But I've always wanted to go back and just see some of Texas. It was just like we kind of just like passed. Like San Antonio was all that we saw. So
So you haven't hung out in Dallas? You haven't hung out?
no,
Oh,
no.
girl, come on.
Listen, I'm say when I come, I'm gonna DM you and be like, I know you know where to go.
I do. I know exactly where to go. Come on.
What's also funny is you went to New Orleans last year,
Did I go there?
right?
Yeah, I
It
did.
wasn't
Yeah.
why we
Girl, I
were there
forgot.
the
I
same
did. I
weekend
did.
because Bondi was talking. She wasn't gonna be there. She was gonna be somewhere else, and you were
Yeah.
gonna be in New Orleans. And my brother and his wife and my nephew live in New Orleans. And I was like, that is so crazy. We're going to New Orleans at the same time, but we were going to see my brother and to go to a jazz festival. But it was just so funny. I'm like, oh, she's
Yes. It
gonna
was
be
that
there
same
out there
weekend.
too. Yeah. Yep. Yep.
Yeah, I was there for my sister's bachelorette party.
Oh, how what was it fun? I love New
Oh, it
Orleans.
was a time. It was a
Yes.
time. And I still have, we recorded that and that was supposed to be a vlog.
It's never too
I have
late.
so much footage.
Look, drafts. You know how people are doing drafts now? Drafts. People are posting
Yeah.
stuff. So yeah, I went to a bachelorette party in New Orleans and it was like, and I was, how do I say this without saying it? I was my years were more than the other ladies there. That's the oldest. But let me
What did who said something to Nene on Real Housewives of Atlanta? They were like mature or something
yes.
like what was the word? She said mature
Or something. I
or
know what you're talking about. I can't remember exactly, but that
she said, bitch, who you calling?
exactly. That's how and I said, "Oh, these hoes won't get the best of me." Shout out to my girlfriend Raven. She also does content. People know who she is. Her podcast is It Is Bitch Better. She's so funny. But it was her
Oh,
bachelorette party, and I was like, "Oh, you talk, get your stuff together." You and I was listen because what they won't do is say that I can't hang.
no,
Okay,
really. Get you a
and,
cup of coffee before you
and
head
keep it
out.
moving. Child, I had to go. I had to take it to the next level. A Red Bull, and then I have never in my life woke up the next morning and drunk a Corona to get rid of the feeling that I was feeling. But I felt like magic. I said, "Oh my God, what is
I
this?"
need to go back to New Orleans. That's what that sound like.
Yeah. You know what? That's what it sounds. That's
Mm-hmm.
exactly what it sounds like. Well, before we go to New Orleans, let's get into Rhode Island. You like that transition?
Yes. Yes. I was wondering what you was gonna do. I was wondering, oh, can I pass it? Ooh, you did. Okay.
Said right on over to Rhode Island.
Yes.
I want when you first heard of Rhode Island, when you first just heard this is the new city. What were your thoughts? And have they changed watching it? Who you got your money on Rhode Island? Team Rosie or Team Kelsey? And all the
I had to
things.
pull let me pull up pictures of the cast. Okay, okay,
Because
okay.
they say we all look alike. When they say black folks all look alike, I said, y'all must don't, and y'all watch white franchise. Okay.
No, they do say that. I saw somebody saying that Tate McRae looks like on TikTok, the girls are saying Tate McRae looks like any white girl from New Jersey. And I didn't even know who Tate McRae was. So when I started looking at I heard her name, but I didn't know what
Yes.
she looked like. So when I started looking at pictures, I was like, oh my gosh, she does. Because a lot of them look alike. I will say though, shout out to this cast because there's nobody on the cast with like the horrid blonde hair. When it's like
Yes.
you could tell that the blonde don't really work for them. I think they got a cute cast.
Yeah.
Thoughts. I really I think because this feels like Mob Wives repackaged. But I love it because I used to
Same.
love Mob Wives.
Same.
But because they presented it to us in this Real Housewives, like as I watched, I caught myself by like episode 3 and I was like, where's Rhode Island? I was like, is that close to New Jersey? Like, I had to think. I was like, why are they remind me of something. Yeah,
Yep.
it's giving Mob Wives. Is there anybody who I don't like? Rula, I would have to say I don't really care for her delusion. Um, I like Kelsey, I do. I like Kelsey.
Let me look at Kelsey's
I
eyebrows
don't
real
like
quick. It's like,
Alicia. That's
you
who
don't
would
want,
be my least favorite, is Alicia.
wow.
She would be
Okay.
my least favorite. And I may be a bit biased off of just one scene, but if you listen to me, you know, like my biggest thing is like say it with your chest. You could be
I know
wrong
what you're gonna
and
say.
you could say things with your chest, and I'm still gonna ride for you if you say it with your chest. But the situation with Alicia, when she had said something to Rosie about
Yep.
Liz and said that, oh, she scares me, Liz is intimidating. Alicia tried to say it with her chest, but she was full of shit. The way that she came after Rosie was insane to me. And
Uh-huh.
it's like, if you said that Liz was intimidating, you just proved the point. She's so intimidating that you decided to lie and act like you was going to get into a fight with Rosie about some shit that you said.
Dead.
So when it comes to like when I see those types of things, those are huge character flaws. And I can tell you that based on that one scene, she ain't somebody I'm really gonna care for. And also, you think that I have a man. Let me make sure I got this right. Okay, because this didn't sound right. The last episode I watched, I was like, so I know that Alicia is engaged. She's been engaged for
Yes.
9 years.
Yep.
It's her family that owns the pizza restaurant, right?
Mm-mm, his.
Okay, okay. Because I thought she was saying, I was like, hold
Hold
on.
on.
Like I knew she was a fool, but I knew she didn't have him working for her family restaurant with no say
With
so.
no say. But
Okay.
so when you watch the latest episode, she presented a plan to him because she came up though with the concept for the family restaurant Pizza Mama. And when she presented it to him, he said, okay, I'll make it so that they give you 10% of my share because he owns it
Mm.
with the family. So when you really sit back and hear that, she came up with the concept, your family's invested only 10% of your share, not my own share.
But that also means nothing because what's 10% of his share if she's not, I mean, your name isn't on the deed of the home. He could just say like the 10% of my share is these bills getting paid.
Yes.
That's it.
Oh, you're right. Because
Mhm.
to me, when you're not in conflict, he's going to tell you. Like he told her, he had people basically. She'll be fine. He has things in place if something happens. You trust him? I would have to see paperwork.
I had a whole conversation about this, and I would love to hear your opinion. As somebody who's married, I would
Okay.
love to hear your opinion. I recorded a video about this, and I never posted it because they was gonna be on my head, and I never posted it. Okay, so I was on TikTok, and the girls was having a conversation about like if a baby mama and an ex-wife or a wife
Okay.
is equivalent. And to me, as someone who has been married, had a baby, gotten divorced, also, I was a long term girlfriend, we lived together,
Right.
those types of things. I still think that there's benefit to actually marrying someone. It seems to me like the majority of people believe that because of, how you see men move, how relationships fail, they think that, well, it's the same thing. You might as well not get married. You can have life insurance on someone. But for me, I still think it's beneficial. Like it is a
Yes.
legal business document. And I really think it's a whole nother conversation we need to have. I only hear Black women suggesting that other Black women not get
Not get
married
married.
because they're trying because it's easier to not have a headache. But the thing is, partnership is one of the main keys to come up. So I think instead of just teaching Black women, oh, don't get married at all, don't worry about it. Let's start when the girls are younger and let's just teach strategic partnership, but marriage is still beneficial. So for Alicia and her situation, engaged 9 years, like, yeah, you have a child that might help you a little bit, but I still think that marriage is beneficial to people. So what do you think as someone who's married?
I think that marriage is beneficial in that way. And let's even talk about taxes. You get a tax break to when you're married. So if you're talking about strategic partnership, it's much more beneficial than just being a baby mom. Now, if that's what you choose is one thing, but don't try to have the argument with me that we are on the same level when it comes to this man because we're not. I have access to well, in my case, and Alicia's not married. So in my case, I have access to everything of his. There's
Yeah,
nothing that he has that I don't know about or have access to, or can't get access to.
right.
And another thing, I like how you said, instead of teaching, we need to stop teaching It's okay to want partnership. Oh, I don't need a man. Nobody is saying you need a man. But if you
Right.
desire partnership, there's nothing wrong with desiring partnership. We need to start teaching girls from the time they're young. Make sure that you consider yourself first.
Yeah.
Make sure that you partner with someone that aligns with you mentally, financially, spiritually. Make sure you take the time to learn the person you're with, because they could wear a mask for years before you enter into that partnership. Because it's funny that you say that, because white women don't teach. They don't teach their kids not to get married. Matter of fact, they teach them go to college and get that MRS degree. And while we're not saying
Yes.
that, we're saying it's okay. I get so tired of I like the conversation about decentering men as it pertains, but sometimes the decentering men conversation center men.
Yes.
Like, we need to teach the women, let's center ourselves and start teaching, instill in them self-esteem, integrity, all of that stuff. Sometimes the conversation about decentering men can go on for so long that men are now the center.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. If you center yourself, you're not at the point to where you're desperate for the partnership. You're literally like, how can I choose a man to help me
Thank you.
get where I want to go? And as long as you teach that, cool. But yeah, I agree. I think that a lot of white women, I think it's almost the opposite. A lot of white women, they teach strategic partnership. I mean, there's a lot that don't too. Let me
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
there's a lot that don't.
Yeah, yeah.
The ones who voted for yeah. Anyway, there's a lot of
Them
some of
trad
them.
wives.
Yeah, there's a lot of them who learn strategic partnership, and that's why stereotypically you hear these stories of white women ended up in these upside down situations like Alicia, where they actually get married. And when you get married, and although you've chosen someone who strategically sets your life up to where you don't have to work, you live nice, you going to Pilates, you ride in a GLE, you doing all that, the emotional part will eventually fizzle out. But guess what? Alimony. I don't give a what. Guess what? Alimony.
If he
Like,
decides to pull a Brian like Rula's husband, you ain't gonna be left with nothing.
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. So I'm like, relationships do fail, but that does not mean that you shouldn't seek to strategically
Yeah.
partner with someone.
Yeah.
So yeah, Alicia just made me think about that. You might make me go edit that video.
Come on. Come on. I'll be in the comments like jumping everybody that comment. I think because we have to start listening to things we all come in with how we were raised, our preconceived notion, because there's a lot of unlearning that I have, that I've had to do. And I'm
Yeah.
a type of parent that I'm thankful to my kids because I have real conversations with them. Sometimes they'll be like, well, and I'm like, you know what? I never thought about it that way because of what you've been taught, what's been shoved down your throat. But this whole thing just about how marriage is just so bad, so dumb, all men are this, all women are that, I just don't believe that. I do, but now I do believe, I'm not saying, I do listen, me and my daughters, because my husband would tell my daughter, you just hate men, and he's joking, but we always have conversations about men in front of him, and I tell him,
Yeah.
we're married because you're not that man so far
Yes.
that I've seen. And I do, like you said, relationships do fail, and at the end of the day, businesses fail, like things fail. It's all about how you go into it. So if you're already seeking partnership, why not get one that benefits you emotionally, spiritually, financially, what have you?
Exactly.
And
So
then
yeah, I think Alicia isn't using her full benefit. She's actually
no.
like, I've never seen anything as crazy at that as that. I honestly think that might be one of the worst positions to be in, because she's like, you're so close to it.
Yeah.
And it's crazy. You're so close to it. You should have tapped out at the age that Kelsey is deciding to tap out of her relationship. Because now, yeah, you should have tapped out.
Like
I'm not.
at this point, if you're going to be with him, why not get married? If only if you don't want to, if you look, and I know she's saying that her past, her dad leaving her, I get that, but he could, at least with him, if you get paperwork in place, he ain't gonna be able to leave you like how your dad left your mom, like with nothing. You having to go from house to house. There will be a plan in place.
Because honestly, right now, what's stopping him from
Right.
just leaving? Her name's not on anything. What's stopping?
Nothing.
So that's why I'm almost like, I kind of want to call bullshit on you trying to connect your trauma that is probably very real and true for you to this man probably just milking you for what he can, because I'm not understanding why you wouldn't. Is it you that don't want to get married,
That's what
or
I'm wondering. Because
have you
have we?
badgered him into an engagement so you could feel closer to a wife? But it's
Like, who I want to know. I want to. I don't think we ever got clarity. I don't remember. And y'all could let me know in the comments. Did she say he wants to get married and it's me, or is it like which one is it? Because
she
she
said
made.
she doesn't want to get married because of the situation. She said, I feel like that's why I haven't married, what's his name, Bobby?
Oh yeah, yeah, or something like yeah.
Or
One of the B's.
something.
They all a B.
Let's call him Bobby. Whatever.
Okay.
Alicia said, I feel like that's the reason why I haven't married Bobby, because of my dad leaving me. And I was like, you also told us Bobby didn't want to add your name to the deed. So it sounds like it's beneficial for Bobby to
To not be
also.
married. Yes.
Yeah, that's not my type of girl.
Yeah, that's and did you see the post that she posted and deleted on her stories?
No, what
I'm
was it?
paraphrasing, but basically it was what do you do when your partner takes your money, like takes your paycheck? Hold on, I because I want to get it right. Alicia from RHOA deletes story. Hold on, I want to get it exact. Okay, here we go. Okay, here we go. Got it. Come on. She said, asking for a friend. Do you think I'm reading it the way she wrote it. Asking
Okay.
for a friend, do you think if it's okay if your spouse takes your money and pay bills without asking and you never see your money or your check?
Don't tell me he spent that Real Housewives check.
That and then she's yeah, that's asking for a friend. This is another one. Do you think it's normal for someone to put your face and use your image and story for a business that you don't see a dollar from? That pizza mamas. But then she deleted them.
You know what? I hope that her seeing on herself on TV
Yeah.
causes her to stand up.
Yeah.
Maybe she'll leave.
Yeah. You either need to leave, or if you're not going to leave, make him have to pay you later down the road. Meaning, go ahead and
Yes.
marry him if you're already here.
Yeah, exactly. If you're already there, go ahead and marry him.
Unless
But
there's another reason that you're not, is there another reason and you're not telling that reason? Because what, like you said, if you're so concerned about him leaving you the way your mom left your dad, if you get married and if you do the prenup and all that before, he can't leave you in that same position.
yeah, I mean, I feel like if you have chosen to have your clown mask on and do the things like a wife would do, and you know you're not going nowhere, have your clown mask on with that ring on. And matter of fact, you the thing with society is you'll look less clowny if you have the ring and you don't come to us with the bullshit. Just do like Heavenly and Dr. Damon and act
Come
like
on.
there's nothing going on in the relationship. There's nothing that
Come on.
do that. That would be the best thing for her.
Yes, you would look better. Isn't it interesting how Rula gives her such good advice and at the same time? But I said I will give this to Rula. If something happens with her and Brian, she seems to have her stuff situated. Do you think, because I know you think deep into things, do you think there's any possible way that Rula is playing a game to possibly get all of this on TV?
Yes. I was actually going to say, okay, I didn't really care for Rula. That was going to be the first person. And that's because in the beginning, she just seemed so oblivious to what her husband was doing. But now it's getting to the point to where she said something in conversation with Joe Ellen. And to me, it's clear she knows he's cheating, but it seems like it's something that she doesn't want to discuss with the group.
Yeah.
So, but she's also not saying like we in an open relationship. And I don't think that she's really upset with Brian either. So I'm just wondering, like, it has to be strategic, because
Yeah.
if you're not really upset about it, why wouldn't you just come to the group and say, Brian does what he does, and I'm gonna leave it at that? She's coming to the group just playing dumb, like, oh, I don't know. Are you sure he said this? And he goes to the gym. So it's just making, I feel like she's trying to be strategic for sure. She can't be that dumb.
Yeah, even in her
Uh-uh.
interviews, she sat in an interview and told Parade magazine when they talked about the lawsuit, the mistress suing, I mean, Brian suing the mistress. She said, "Oh, it's not about the affair. It's because he made his mistress a minority owner in his business, Niecy. See, he's a podiatrist. He also has a med spa. He made the mistress a minority owner.
You
For
know
her to
what?
say that in an interview,
That has nothing to do with Alicia. But just hearing that, if I was Alicia, I'll go ahead and leave that man knowing that his mistress is getting minority ownership in a fucking business.
and I can't even get my name, and I've been with you for 9 years, right?
That would be enough to be like, what? He did what? Let me pack my, I'm gonna send my luggage. Let me go ahead and go.
Yes,
Because what? How
yes.
audacious of Brian.
And so that's when him suing her for breach of contract. That's what it's about. He made that one. So I said for Rula to admit it's not. And I know she said in her family and their beliefs, she was very embarrassed when she got her first divorce. She don't want to get divorced again. I'm not buying. That's the only reason.
That's why.
Yeah, that's what she said. You are telling an interviewer that your husband gave his mistress and another person minority ownership in his business, which by the way, that's no longer his mistress. That is his woman. I mean, I'm sorry. She got a piece of it. That means they're tied.
Yes. Yeah. Rula is very much aware.
Yeah.
So I just, her unwillingness to even acknowledge what's going on camera just tells me something else.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a way to shut down that conversation also. You come with some, like you said, say it with your chest. Check this out. We not get ready to keep talking about my husband. Thank you for the information you gave me. That's it. We ain't talking about it no more. Move
She's
on.
not doing that though.
No,
That's the thing.
she's saying stuff if you have real proof, which leaves the door open for more proof.
Exactly. So that's why I'm just like, this has to be strategy.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna see what Rula does. Maybe she'll be on her Melody Hope. We'll see.
Oh yeah. Yes. Yes.
Melody Cherie.
Melody Cherie. Was it go with God or God's what did she say?
God said go.
Yeah, God.
God said go.
Yes. Okay. Oh, Niecy then disappeared, y'all. Wait a minute. I'm sure she'll be back. Hold on. All right, so you like Kelsey. I will say, even though I feel like I was with Rosie, I also get the appeal of Kelsey. I actually get the appeal. One thing I like about this cast, I'm rooting for all of them and I'm rooting for none of them at the same time. So I can go either way with whoever, like, oh, in this situation, I'm with this person. With this situation, I'm with this. Liz and her blackface bronzer, she gets on my nerves a little bit.
Blackface? No, for real. She's pulling she looked like Lisa from Salt Lake City. That's what like
Yes.
have Lisa been looking real black. I commented on one of her pictures probably 3 or 4 months ago. I said, okay, Black Queen. I'm like, girl, why are you out here looking my color?
I said, Liz in her confessional said, people think I'm not scary, but people come around the corner and they jump. They think I'm scary. I said, no, it's because they know you as a white woman and you came around that corner looking like a black woman. Yes, that is it. I do have to keep saying she looks softer in the after shows. So it's very much up. But between her and Dolores, yeah, and Lisa Barlow, do y'all see yourself? But
No,
anyway,
they don't.
they don't. Well, because to them it looks, you look so tan, you look so good. That's what.
And that's also a barometer. That's equivalent to an eyebrow theory, but for a white woman. That's the equivalent.
Girl,
You out of touch with reality. We can't trust you.
Do you think that Liz works well with the cast, given her? Because I know we say age, but there are some women that can play. It's like Cynthia to me, child looks like the auntie in the room. Whereas there are some older women and I hate to say it because I love Cynthia, but there are
too.
It's like I hate it, but there are older women that could be a bridge. That, like, I don't think Kenya would necessarily look like the auntie in the room in certain. I mean, meaning her actions may be different, but it's an energy they give off.
Exactly. Cynthia, and that's so funny. So Cynthia's coming to Dallas to have a rooftop party.
I saw that.
I'm going, girl. And I did the meet and greet, so I get my little picture with Cynthia. I'm going.
I need you to tell her that you were on the podcast that's named after her, because this podcast is named after her. Because what
Oh,
else is Cynthia? I said anytime Cynthia wants to deflect or not talk
I
about something, she says, "What else is
what
going
else is
on?"
going on? Yes, yes, no, no, and the sit back too. The sit back. You right. I never even realized that that's what it was from because
Yep,
she's
the
so
sit
good.
back.
Now what else is going?
Yes.
She sit back. I'm done.
Wait, why
Yeah,
is that
I'm
the
gonna have to
title of this
tell her that.
episode? Let me text myself. This is the title of the episode, the sit back, because that's what it also
Mhm.
feels like. The kickback, the sit back.
Yes. Yeah, I'm gonna see what because you can't say what else is going on without doing the
The sit. You know what? I'm gonna start now. I'm gonna have to start all my videos with what else is going on.
exactly. What else is going on? You tell. I said what I
I
said.
said, and what you said. Somebody commented that Nene ate with that line, but also Candy with her comeback.
And what you said was some
Some
bullshit.
bullshit.
Yeah, yeah. They don't, yeah, the people don't really talk about that part often.
No, because I didn't.
But
I didn't either. But okay, so back to Rhode Island. We'll get to it.
yeah, the Liz, um, I enjoy having Liz on the cast. I do. I think that in my opinion, the only other woman on this cast that has that intimidating energy about her is Joellen.
Baby,
That's why I rock with Joellen. Because she'll say it with her chest.
looking like Topanga.
Yeah,
From
man, I've been saying that ever since I seen, like, even when I saw the previews for the show before the show came out, I thought they casted Topanga. I
not
was
Topanga
like,
in
oh
Rhode
my gosh,
Island.
not Topanga on reality TV now. What? And I was like, damn, she looking good for her age. No, that's not Topanga. They look just alike. But yeah, I think I enjoy Liz being on the cast. I think that she comes across in a way that's different than Cynthia though.
Yeah.
She almost has this energy about her where she don't, and I haven't seen the last, I've kind of watched the last couple, so if anything has changed, y'all
Okay.
correct me. But it don't really seem like Liz is in the weeds. It seems
Okay.
like she's kind of operator level. She talks to everybody here and there. She has opinions here and there. Nobody wants to offend her. People are on thin ice. There are, of course, the rumors about her and the buddy or whatever.
Gino or
Dino,
Dino, one of them. Yeah.
yeah, whoever. But I think that that's necessary because if you don't have a figure like that, you can't see how people actually move. Like if Liz wasn't, and I keep talking about Alicia, and y'all like, damn, give her a break. I keep talking about her. If Liz wasn't on the show, you wouldn't really be able to see that Alicia really isn't of her word outside of her relationship. Like it takes people, I don't know, just the dominating personality. When you get to see how people fold,
Yeah.
that's what Portia is to Real Housewives of Atlanta now. She's the dominating energy, and you can see that people navigate group situations with her in mind. And I feel like that's kind of what happens with Liz as well.
Oh, that is a good. You are on to something. I can't wait till you watch the next episode. Let's just say Liz and Alicia.
Oh,
Uh
okay.
huh. Uh huh. A little bit, but then this Sunday, Liz and Joellen. It looks like.
Oh,
Yes, wait till you see. You can tell
I'm
there's
lit.
some annoying. At one point, if you don't mind me telling you a part of the episode, but at one
No,
point,
tell me. Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
they're all at this gathering, right? Because it's the aftermath of the Rosie and Kelsey, right? So they're all at Ashley's place and her husband's place, and they're trying. So it's Joellen and Liz are talking to Rosie to try to get her side of it, right? So I have been calling Rosie Sophia since the beginning. I don't know why she looked like a Sophia to me. I want her to change her name.
She do look like a Sophia.
Don't she look like a
really
Sophia? I
does.
cannot
Yeah.
get that out of
Yeah.
my mind.
She do.
As I'm about to say it again. As Rosie is trying to tell Liz, Liz keeps talking. So Joellen is like, and I'm paraphrasing, but basically she says to Liz, "Hey, I'm trying to hear the story." And Liz is like, "I'm asking a question. I want to find out." And she's like, "Yeah, if you could be quiet," because she's talking. And you could see it was like, oh baby. And next week they are really going to get into it.
I'm
I'm here
excited. This is
for it.
necessary. It's
Yes.
too. That's why I'm saying like that's really the only other person on the cast that has that dominating personality, but she's not
Yeah.
older than anybody else. So I don't think the other
Right.
women really consider Joellen when they're like, "Ooh, do I want to come across this way?"
Mm.
Yeah, it doesn't matter because she's their peer. But that's what we need for the girls to go toe to toe.
Yes, you're right. We need that because we need to for somebody to kind of break the mold and not just fall in line and speak their mind or what have you.
Yes, I also was gonna tell you, I was watching Atlanta. And the girls on Ooh Ladies First Panel, Bondi and Jamie, they always clowning me because I like Ashley Darby.
Yeah, yes.
I love me some Ashley Darby. Even when she get on my nerves, I love me some Ashley Darby. I do. I
This is our only
noticed,
point of contention. Go ahead. No, I'm just
I
kidding.
know. Well, there's majority of people. Honestly, they're like, I love Niecy, but why you like Ashley? I love Ashley Darby. I really do. I realized I really like Kelsey too, but she kind of gives Ashley Darby.
Yes, she does.
And then Kelly on Real Housewives of Atlanta. I like Kelly too. Even when she get on my nerves, she gives Ashley Darby. And I'm like, why do I like these types of problematic people?
But you know what's funny? I feel like we all have a type that we're drawn to. And for me, what I notice, I'm drawn to a type that's going to say it and be very strong. I'm drawn and who can use their words. That's why I'm drawn to a Candace. I'm drawn to, because I'm like,
Yeah.
I like a woman, if somebody comes at her, are you sure you want to come over here?
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm about to tear you up. And so I myself have identified, like, you might be a little bit toxic. Like, I'm not going to lie. I know we're not in Atlanta. We got to get to Atlanta. But when Kelly said,
Yes, girl. Because I was about to say it, but I was like, let me hold it. I know what you about to say.
Okay.
Go ahead.
When she says that she sleeps with all the Africans in Atlanta, the way Portia whipped her body, I got excited. I said, "Ooh!"
No. Do you know I rewound that? I rewinded that at least 2 to 3 times because it just happened so fast.
Yeah.
Who was it? Phaedra said, "Okay, ladies, I guess we've all learned something today." And then we've learned that Portia has slept with every African in Atlanta. And I said, hold on, what?
And the way, okay, you know what? Pause that for a second. So you're liking RHORI because we both want to get to Atlanta, clearly, right?
Yes,
So you're liking RHORI.
No,
okay.
I love RHORI, and I love diversifying myself within the Real Housewives land. So, like, of course, I watch all the black ones for the longest. Potomac, Atlanta, that's it. And then,
right?
yeah, I was like,
when you think about all the ones we have, and we got 2.
Yeah, Potomac, Atlanta. I used to watch a little bit of Dallas when it was on.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other ones just felt so far gone that I never really jumped on. I tried to watch Beverly Hills when Garcelle jumped on or got on the cast. But when Salt Lake City came out, I was like, yes, I can anchor myself to something fresh, something different that's still Real Housewives. So when RHORI, I heard it was coming out, I was for sure going to jump on this. So yeah, I love it.
All right. Well, I need you to watch this episode, and I'm going to need your thoughts, whether they're on well, Nesey will be back anyway, so let's just and it will not be a year, but I'm going to need your thoughts or 2.
Yeah.
Listen, we won't be in snow. Will be 5. Welcome back, Nesey.
Okay.
No.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
I want your, because I can't wait till you see like the end, especially the end of this episode, and then next week, I'm going to need all your thoughts. For sure. Okay. So we're going over to Atlanta. We got to jump to the end. I literally, Portia clearly they've made her the anchor. So she's trying to, the pageant queen. I'm checking on this person. I'm checking on that person. It's no longer the Portia of old. It's this Portia. And when Kelly said that, I saw a flash of the old Portia, and I'm not gonna lie, I was here for. I said, "Come on, yes."
It was the same look she had. Like, I got scared because it reminded me of when she drugged Kenya on the floor.
Yes,
with that damn scepter or whatever she pointed at her. When Kelly had that glass and Portia yanked her neck and said, "Get that glass out my fucking face." That's what Portia said to Kenya when Kenya had can you have the scepter? She said, you better get that out of my face. So when Portia, I was like, Kelly, run. Kelly, run. You
And I
fucked
was
up.
laughing. Portia, because it looked like she was, I didn't know, it looked like she was only just going to be like, but when she said something, Portia had her finger up when Kelly kept doing this with her glass.
Yes. I was like, Kelly is a bold ass
Yes.
bitch. Like, Candace says she's an imp. And I think that's a great descriptor.
But yeah.
I never even heard of anyone use that word just casually. And they posted the definition. And apparently it means like a very small, mischievous person. And that is honestly the perfect explanation for Kelly.
Kelly in turn, shout out to New Chaser TV. He interviewed Kelly in one of the clips. She said, well, she's a simp. I said, well, I don't know if that's really what you could call. Like, you tried. I'll give it to you.
She tried.
I'll give it to you. But baby, there's something about the word hoe when you say it right and put the right base in it. When Kelly said, you gonna learn today, hoe.
Yes. She said, you gonna learn today, hoe. I said, when that happened, I said, Atlanta might be back. Atlanta might be back. What?
Necey, I was crying. I literally, last night I was talking to somebody. It was like 10:15 or no, like 10:25, 10:30. I said, I'm about to go get in my bed, rub my feet together and watch the ending of Atlanta.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I'm gonna have to watch the ending again. I'm looking at my TV. I'm gonna have to watch the ending again as soon as we get off of here. Oh, that would have me so big.
Even I know that people say Phaedra doesn't give us nothing, which she really doesn't. But there are times when I can see, oh, she was good. And like, even when the facilitating, when she was like, okay, because if she hadn't said, okay, so what we got today.
What we learned.
Yeah, what we learned today.
What have we learned today? Kelly said, Portia's fucked every African in Atlanta. It happened so fast and she's so little.
Yes.
I was like, who said that? I said, I know fucking well Shamia didn't say that. Right. I had to watch it again. Kelly said that.
And she said it so casual. But if you notice, I think Portia tried to let the first one slide. Remember when K. Michelle said, you have the spirit of exposure? And what Kelly said, that part. That part. What about that baby though? That part.
Yeah. She was like, well, you can tell that it's so odd because I used to love Portia.
Same.
I don't like Portia. I can say that. I don't like Portia on the show. I'm sure like as an individual person, like in real life, she probably cool.
Yeah.
I don't like Portia. I don't. You could kind of tell when K. Michelle started clocking everything that Portia had done, and that's what I enjoyed. I enjoyed that K. Michelle was clocking all of her interactions with Portia leading up to. Mm-hmm. I just feel like K. Michelle fell short by not addressing what the rumor was at that time, which is why she looks crazy as hell.
Yes.
Because when I left my review for the last episode, the episode before this one, I felt like this was a Monique and Candace situation.
When you said that reference, I said, oh, yes. Okay.
Yes, because I feel like, and people are getting so hung up on the word plot. I wouldn't go as far as to say that Portia and the girls had an entire plot. Mm-hmm. I think that Portia and the girls had conversations about they were trying to produce the show.
Yeah.
They wanted to bring up a rumor about K. Michelle. I think she clocked that, right? Mm-hmm. But my concern was that she was not going to be able to take it to the finish line. One, because you already have so many barriers in your way. Because like I said, Portia is one of the dominating personalities where the girls, when they do things, they're like, how does this look? And mm-hmm. Portia isn't older than the group, but you got to keep in mind, she has years in the game.
Yes.
So she's not their peer when it comes to this Real Housewives playground. You see that a lot with Drew. Like even Drew, and I like Drew.
Me too.
But when it comes to Drew and Portia, or Drew's always trying to get Portia's approval. That shit pisses me off to no end. So even when Drew said to K. Michelle, it's clear you don't fit in, I was like, bitch, you ain't fit in for the past 3-4 seasons you've been on the show. They don't want you to fit in. You just felt like things just happen to fall in your favor because earlier in the season, it was going to be Drew. The girls were going to be getting into it with Drew.
Yes.
They didn't. They shifted and then ended up getting into it's so layered.
Yeah.
Like,
Drew, you have people, I know for me, I was trying to windmill for Drew in the comments. Like, the audience didn't think you fit in either. And they was calling for your head. And then the word on the curb was that it was going to be your head. But then you had this divorce happen.
Exactly.
So
exactly.
I wanted her to come back with something a little bit stronger than that. Like, you don't fit in, because that's actually, thank you.
It's clear you don't fit in. It's like, it was kind of disgusting to me because it looked pathetic. That's what I should say. Her telling K Michelle that she did not fit in looked pathetic. It told me, you know how they say, anything you say about such and such tells you, whatever you say about Sally tells me more about you than it does about Sally or whatever.
Yeah.
Drew anchoring to somebody not fitting in a group, that tells me that you've been working nights, holidays, weekends for Go Naked Hair, trying to make sure that you fit in with the group, and you think that should be K Michelle's priority is fitting in with the group. And then also Portia said something along the, like, I don't understand why people are not, you can enjoy Portia, but if you truly have not watched multiple Housewives franchises, then you truly, I don't think, can identify what is going on. In real life, the stuff that we're saying, of course it sounds crazy. Yeah. Why would they plot? Why would they do that? In real life, but when we're speaking about Real Housewives and you watch these girls for so long and you see how they move, then you know what it is. Portia said something last episode, and she said to the girls, why would K Michelle think that I started the rumor when I've been the main one concerned about her growth? Or she said something like, it wasn't like her, maybe it wasn't her growth, but she said, I've been concerned about her success.
And that was like on this show.
But she didn't say on this show. Yep. So that's what I'm saying. That's where the people who disagree with this whole plot theory, you have to put on your Real Housewives bootcamp hat.
Yep.
You have to understand this is not real life, because in real life, Portia can't help K Michelle with no damn singing career. Flatline is dead. It's flat. Portia can't help her with that. Portia is saying, I'm the one who's going to help you get along with this group. And if you get along with me, or you become a cool, somebody to go against, potentially you could come back because I'm the anchor of the show.
Yep.
So why don't people think that these conversations are happening? I think that the conversations happen, but I will say K Michelle looks crazy on multiple fronts. Number one, you look crazy. Because, and that's the thing, you could tell some fans are delusional. A lot of people, you can't really lean one way or another.
Yes.
You gotta kind of understand a little bit of both.
Yes.
I'm leaning a little bit more on K Michelle's side just because I've seen Portia for so long and I feel like I know what's going on. But K Michelle looks crazy because, one, you connected yourself to Black.
Come on.
She connected herself to Black. And I'm gonna go ahead and clock this. Again, anchoring back to the theory of Portia having the dominating personality to where she ain't got to do too much. She don't have to say anything. Yep. Like, the girls just automatically want her approval. K Michelle wanted Portia's approval when she came on the show. That's why K Michelle anchored herself to Black, because she knew that Drew initially was going to be the clown of the season. So when she said, oh, that's your man. Oh, Drew looked dumb on FaceTime. K Michelle chimed in and said, oh, her man be in my DM.
Come on.
Because K Michelle wanted to make Drew the clown like everybody else.
Yep.
So now the tables have turned.
Come on, Necey.
So now that you're not cool with Portia no more, you trying to get mad at Drew for some shit that you did. That goes to show you the power that Portia has on the show, because Portia didn't even really have to address anything with Drew. All she had to do was pick Drew up and say, you could be my friend. And then as soon as it was like, you could be my friend, now K Michelle, you're on the outs. And now you look crazy as fuck. So it's like, come on.
And the way Portia, when they were in Dallas and they were in their Sprinter vans coming back from, the one group went here, the one group went there, Portia specifically said to K Michelle, what do you think about Drew? How's Drew? I thought it was strange. What'd she say? I thought it was strange or something when she mentioned, it was positioning it so that K Michelle could talk about Drew. And she fell right into it, talking about him in the DMs, him liking her sister's picture, him like she just.
Exactly. So that's the thing. Like, K Michelle, you can't come on the show and say, Portia, I've seen you move funny, which is true. But the times where you knew that the easy out or the easy anti person was Drew, you took it. So
Yes.
now that we are going along with what you said, which was that you knew Drew, you mad at us.
Yes, yes. And I'm noticing in real time her interviews are changing. Her talking points. Before it was Portia, F her, this, that. Now it's Drew is the mastermind behind Vagina Gate. So which
Yeah.
one is, and I think that started because Portia went on Carlos King and said, K Michelle beef with Drew. And I don't think the audience, or I'm
Yeah.
paraphrasing, but the audience isn't
You're
going to
right.
like it. So now you want to swing.
Thank you. You're right. Thank you for clocking that because I almost forgot. All before this season started, K Michelle, not K Michelle, Portia and Drew had done interviews saying that K Michelle was gonna end up looking delusional or crazy. It was all kind of things that, oh, I think that K Michelle thinks that this looks one way, but it's not gonna work in her favor. When the reality is, this is what I mean by the Monique and Candace situation. The girls, like I said, if you know what's been going on in the background, if you
Come
really
on.
was in the field of Real
In the
Housewives of
field
Potomac,
with
you
our
had to be in the
Timberlands on.
field. Okay? We was in the field. If you was in the field, you would know that there was a plot
Come
that
on.
season and that the plot was orchestrated by Giselle, which is why if you purely watch the show and that's it, you're confused as to why she went after Candace.
Yep.
I'm still lightweight confused as to why she went. I know why she did, but the people who don't understand the plot, they're completely confused. Monique went after Candace because it was the easier target, the easier
Yep.
person for her to let her anger out on. That's exactly what K Michelle's doing. So I made a video. I went up for K Michelle. I told her I believed her plot. I told her I disagreed with her thinking that Drew was against her. At the end of the video, I said, you got 2 episodes to address
Yes, you
Portia.
did.
And if you don't address Portia, then it's going to be a problem and I can't go up for you. She addressed Portia, never addressed what the rumor was at hand, but it seems like for the rest of the season. Oh, and Portia also pulled her Nene leaks last episode. She said, you're not getting nothing from me. I won't have a conversation with you. I won't talk to you no more. It's given, bitch, I run this show. And if I don't talk to you, you don't exist. So that's what she did with K Michelle.
Yes.
So now my concern was that K Michelle was not going to be able to really navigate her truth in a way that made sense. And it's clear she's not going to, because
Yeah.
if you still continue to fight with Drew until the end of the season, we've never really addressed the situation at hand. And Portia can sit back and be like, bitch, you're crazy.
And they all can say, see, she tied herself to black. See, she, even now. So I wanted to talk to you about what's been circulating. K Michelle says Portia was involved with her last known ex.
Oh my
I
gosh.
remember when I first heard that, my first thought was, is she talking about Queen's Court? Because I couldn't remember a last known ex. And I just remember that white man that she was acting like she was going to be with. Because I watched that season. So and then she ended up picking none of them. So flash forward, Millie Chun reaches out to the guy because she had interviewed him before when he did Queen's Court. So she had a rapport and she's texting with him back and forth. And basically he says that there was no plot. Remember when Portia and K Michelle were tweeting and K Michelle says, you were 2 doors down? I took that to mean in their vacation home, like you were 2 doors down from me, whatever.
Yeah.
So, and she says she got a phone call. So I remember thinking back then, was it the ex that called her and told her this? But evidently it seems like it's 2 different people. But the guy has come out and said he dated Portia at a different, there was no overlap with him and K Michelle. He did say K Michelle's hygiene was on point and she had a clean place because the interviewer asked that. She said not to be messy, but I'm a girl's girl. And there was a part of me that was like, would a girl's girl have brought it up? But as a woman.
When you said as a woman, no. When you said a girl's girl, I was like,
why would you? She said, I'm a girl's girl. So I want you to clear the air about it.
That's real funny.
That's multiple. Yes. I'm like, I don't
That's
even think she realized what she did there. Like,
no, she knew what she did there.
you
That's the
know what?
thing. That's
You're
real
right.
funny positioning.
You're right. So I was
She's been
like,
at Housewives boot camp.
Yes, even as
Hmm.
an interviewer, she's been a housewife.
Okay.
Shout out to Cocktails with Chloe. I hope I got the name right. But so he clears that up, says she's clean. He then says, now it was weird because she said, did you have your feet on that lady's counter? He said he was
Oh,
they were relaxing. And then the girl was like, yeah, you probably were there after an intimate moment. I said, no, he didn't say that, but you said let him into that. So basically trying to paint the scene of we were relaxed. He said, and he just he did put his feet up and crossed his feet. I have an island in my kitchen. She didn't say coffee table. Didn't she say island or did she say table? I don't, either way, he said
she
that
said
one.
on my counter. I thought she said on my counter.
Okay, so counters are not feet
Yeah.
level to me. You
No.
have to really stretch. He said
Yeah.
that's normal for him. His friends come over. He wouldn't think any different if they did it in his house, and the Nigerian community was upset with her for saying that because they I guess they tried to make it seem like it was maybe a cultural. I don't know. Like I was kind of confused about that a little bit when they
I don't
said.
believe it. I don't believe that.
I
I
said
don't believe
I looked at him
it.
crazy.
I don't believe it. I don't believe that at all. That's actually gonna piss me off because I hate when people. I'm not Nigerian, but I hate when people will tell lies that just sound so fucking stupid. Every Nigerian friend that I've had, they have the type of household where you take your shoes off when you come in the house.
Right, they're not putting their bare feet on the counter.
Now he's saying that feet on the countertops.
So what he tried when you go if you I'm gonna see if I can pull that particular part up and send it to you because basically it was almost like I'm not saying this is what Nigerians do, but we're gonna
Yeah,
make it look like you're offending a
I can see
community.
that.
And
I can see
it's
that. That's what
like,
I'm saying. He's on bullshit.
yeah.
He's on bullshit.
Now,
That's why I'm like, that's gonna piss me off because why you gonna come to us like we got our clown mask on?
right. Now he did say this was interesting, and this is where I'm like, Kay, because everybody's thing was we've never seen K Michelle lie, right? But it makes me wonder. K Michelle said at that table, my ex told me you said, why do I always end up with other people's men? And she was like, what? In the interview, Nash says that when K Michelle called him and said, hey, I'm going to be on the show, blah, 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 blah. He was like, okay. And they talked about it. He was like, I don't want to be, I forget why it came up, but basically I don't want to be mentioned. But he did. And she was concerned, I guess, about her being on the show with Portia. And he said, well, look, oh no, Portia's bringing me in. That's what Portia's bringing me in as. So he said, he felt like, well, look, I don't want there to be no drama. So I'm just going to be upfront with you. I dated her. There was no overlap. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So then but he said, I don't want to be mentioned on the show though. Once this came out, not once they filmed it before we saw it, filming, she calls him and says, you're going to, and that's what K Michelle released. Cause there's a part of me that's like, you're talking about people plotting on you, but you're secretly recording your conversations with this man. That doesn't,
And
what you
that's
think?
what I mean by looking crazy. That's what I mean by you've identified the thing, but I don't think that you have the experience to really tackle it the way you need to tackle it.
Yes.
Yeah. And then the thing that sucks is like he didn't say enough in the recording for us to believe like that he was truly your ex. Honestly, and something as petty as like he's my ex, he's not my ex. Like you tied yourself to black, that man has already tied himself to you.
Come on.
So that's the least of what we need to prove in this situation. But because the narrative of you, the narrative is that you look delusional. You are delusional.
And it makes me wonder now, do you hear things one way and interpret them a different way? Because he said, and when she said to Portia, or either, I don't know if she said it to Portia or in a confessional, he doesn't want to be seen in public with her. So the lady asked him in the interview, was that true? He said no. After, I guess they filmed the scene, K Michelle said, you're going to be mad at me for 5 years.
For 5 years.
And said this. Portia then got in contact with him and said, hey, will you come on the show and clear some things up because they're making it seem like I'm a whore? And he said, no, I don't want any parts of it.
Well, that's what
He's
I'm
saying.
smiling.
Okay. I see. I saw this.
I'm smiling because I forgot that this was a point I was even going to make earlier. You could tell that Portia was actually really hurt about K Michelle bringing up her ex, and I think that it really has done a number on Portia that people think that she's a whore. And the
Yes.
reason why I'm laughing is because Portia really didn't have that whole stigma until she got with Simon.
Come on.
So the thing that's funny to me, like when K Michelle brought up everything that she did and brought up the ex, you could honestly see a little bit of hurt in Portia's
Yeah.
eyes. So that's why it was even more left field that Kelly said what she said. So I think that that's what Portia's mad about. And honestly, I'll go as far as to say this. I do think that Portia was trying to produce the show by bringing up the rumor up about K Michelle,
Mm.
but I don't think that Portia really intended on hurting K
Yeah.
Michelle at the level which she could tell she has, which is why I feel
Yes.
like she was trying to take it back when
Yes.
she said, we can talk about it. If somebody needs to handle it, I'll handle it. We can talk about it later. Like, because you know what K Michelle is referencing. Y'all
Yes.
just didn't expect her to be boohoo crying. And
Yeah.
that's why Phaedra has been so fucking quiet these past two episodes, because your ass don't want to get burned on some down in a dungeon, you and your husband. This is so triggering for Portia and for Phaedra together. So I
Yes.
think that they were just trying to do what the girls always do on the show. But at this point, they don't want to admit it. So I don't
Yes.
think that Portia's heartless. I just think I see how she's moving. And it's just funny to me that her feelings are actually hurt. And
Yes.
it's another reason for K Michelle to look crazy, because when you think about the different hoisms that people attach Portia to,
Mm-hmm.
her dating somebody that you used to date is not anything that's going to carry a lot of weight. Now, from a girl code perspective, like if I'm going to be really good friends with somebody and I'm still in communication with the ex, and we're both still in communication with this
Mm-hmm.
ex, I would probably mention it
Me
casually, but
too.
not on some like, hey, I don't know if it's okay with you, but more so like, girl, I used to date him, blah, blah, blah. Girl, he
Yes.
still be calling my phone. Just casual. So the
Yes.
fact that Portia didn't bring it up is definitely in the hoism catalog. But I also think it's because she's sensitive to people tying her to being a hoe. So now you look
Yes.
even more crazy. But now K Michelle looks crazier because that's not really a big deal when you think about her meeting Simon on the show, who was married to somebody else and then went and got married after that, you know?
Right. That's it. And also, 2 points. It's so funny you said that Portia didn't really have that title. I was thinking about that today as I'm listening to the interview. I started running down her time on the show, and I literally thought, when did this become a thing?
Kenya
And
had
you
been calling
pinpoint.
it.
Yeah, she did.
Kenya was the only one who had been calling it. And I didn't like Kenya at the time. So I
Me
was like,
neither.
what is she saying? What is she talking about? Like, whatever.
Hmm.
She ain't had that. And love wins. Love wins. Nah, and that's why I'm also laughing, because it's like, Portia, you knew that you pulled your biggest hoe card when you decided to get with
With
Simon. But the
Simon.
thing was, you thought that you was marrying the ultimate African with money. So at that point, love wins, and you putting yourself out there on a whim was going to be worth it. So now that it's not worth
Worth
it,
it.
you
Yes.
looking crazy, and you want us to feel bad that people think that you're a hoe because you decided to do some fucked up shit.
And this is where it came, Michelle, like you said, she couldn't carry it to the end because her saying, Portia, it didn't even, I can't see Portia saying, when she said, he said, you said, why am I always with somebody else's man? He wasn't your man at the time. Everybody is somebody's ex. So if we're going to say
Exactly.
that, then everybody's with somebody else's man. So she couldn't get it out properly. And did you notice that her energy, and I'm not saying that K Michelle was afraid, because there's this thing of, oh, K Michelle ain't scared of Portia. I'm not saying that. K Michelle's energy was very, You are talking to Portia about potentially plotting on you to talk to your ex, and then you turn up on Drew about Black. And then
Yeah.
after Drew, you calmly then go back to Portia.
Yeah. Yeah. It's given I'm gonna have to clock out of my K Michelle shift. It's given I can't go up for her no more. So I'm like, honestly, last week I watched the episode and I was like, you know what? I can't even watch. Like, it took me a long time. I'm like, I can't even watch this episode in full because I'm gonna have to come back on my channel with my clown mask on. Even though I know what I'm saying is true, I'm gonna have my clown mask on because Kate Michelle ain't carrying the assignment to full.
And okay, and the ancillary characters, Shamia, I have to bring this up. When I tell you I cackled, Nisi, remember when Drew and Shamia were going to make up, and then Drew was like, "But you got to like not bring your mom." I was here for it. I said, Shamia's mom inserted herself. She basically did it on purpose. Girl, why did that man say he hung out with Kay and Kay's PA and somebody else? So then Kay said, "You mind if I call? I'm gonna call Shamia." They were hanging out. Why Shamia brought her mom and they all hung out to like the hours of the morning? I said, her mom, and I said,
Yeah.
and that's why I don't care that Drew clocked, because I think Drew clocked Shamia on that. You had your mom here, and somebody. So now they're gonna be back on YouTube praying again.
Okay. No, no, true.
They're gonna have
Oh my
the
gosh.
Pompeii oil this time. But like I just had, and Shamia, like you said, has been awfully quiet as well.
Oh, yeah.
What do you think about? Do you think it's intentional? When they were in that Sprinter van and Portia was talking to Kelly about being with this married man, and Portia says, "And you know I'm Phaedra," and she says, "Mm-hmm." Then they
Mm-hmm,
made
mm-hmm,
sure again at the
mm-hmm.
dinner, and you know I'm not lying. Mm-hmm, I know.
No, no, I clocked that. I clocked that. She said, you know I'm not lying because he's your client.
Client.
That's what he said. She said
She said,
he's your
"Yes,
client.
client."
And Phaedra was like, mhm. When Portia said that, I was like, she might be telling the
The
truth.
truth.
But if it's some bullshit if it's connected to Phaedra, it's quite possible it's some bullshit. Is
Yes.
Phaedra silent? Because it kind of gives. It was two analogies that popped up that I thought of. This first one, it reminds me of whenever they were on stage and Portia believed what Phaedra had told her.
Yes.
It could be a situation where Portia believes what Phaedra told her, which is why Phaedra is walking away like, kind of like, let's not talk about it.
Yes.
Let's not talk about the tea that I gave you that's not really tea because I did that shit before, right? And now the shit is getting much bigger than what I thought it was going to be. Are you back on some Candy Dungeon shit?
Yes.
The other analogy that I thought of was, do you remember on Love and Hip Hop, Love and Hip Hop New York, when Kimbella had told one of the girls, like, oh yeah, I used to be with, it was Emily B. Kimbella told Emily, yeah, I used to date your baby daddy.
Okay.
And Chrissy was like, bitch, you've been cool with her this whole time and you ain't said nothing about it. And Chrissy whooped her ass.
Yes, she dragged her. Yes.
That's kind of the K Michelle and Portia thing. It's kind of like you've known the whole time and you just simply haven't said anything.
Said nothing. Right.
That's weird.
And it also makes me wonder if they're doing a wordplay, because sometimes I forget that that Phaedra is still a practicing lawyer.
Oh, me too.
So he's a married
win a case.
Man. Win a case. Win a case. You're sitting on Captain Crunch. When Portia said, when they say he's married, he's your client, is he going through a divorce? And so technically he's separated, but he is legally married, which is also weird to me because Kelly has to know. At this point, she knows that Phaedra has said she knows him.
Mm-hmm.
But yet now you're going to him. We see her in the next episode, I think or in the season, in the trailer, the second half of the season's trailer came out. Kelly's going to Phaedra, like using her for legal stuff.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
So I was like,
yeah, she actually is representing
Kelly.
Yeah.
So you're claiming on the like I get like this is reality TV, but this is also this girl's real life. You're sitting in a confessional after, because the confessional is afterwards, talking about about Kelly sleeping with this married man, but you're her divorce attorney.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. I could see that happening if what Phaedra told Portia was a lie. It would be
Yeah.
beneficial for you to align yourself with the likeness of Kelly and kind of get her on the like, let's calm the situation down so
Mm,
it doesn't come back up that what I said was due to a technicality or what I said was some bullshit. Like,
right.
it kind of reminds me of whenever 2 episodes ago when K Michelle started arguing with Drew. Portia physically started trying to hold K Michelle back and calm her down. So Portia was like, I don't want to get exposed. So let me align myself with K Michelle, even though I'm the one that just tried to play in her face. Let me calm her down. So I can see Phaedra
Right.
making that move of like, yeah, I told Portia you was fucking with that married man, but I don't want it to come back up that what I said was a lie or some issue. So let me go ahead and represent you. And
Right.
that's the end of it.
Right.
That's how I did it. It doesn't come back up.
Right, because this is this and this besides the Summer House reunion, I'm looking forward to this reunion because when
Mhm.
Kelly said I want to address freaking fraud, I was like, well, she was your defense attorney, so did y'all not end on a good note? I mean, she was your attorney for your divorce. I need to know. I am now at the point in Atlanta where I'm ready for next week.
Oh yeah, me too. Me too.
I was, and I said, and I told somebody I'm a little bit toxic because that excited me. The possibility of the back and the forth, and you gonna learn today, ho, and
You gonna learn today, huh? She said, "Get that out my face, run, Kelly." You don't know who you talking to.
it's a beast inside, just waiting to come out, waiting to come out. I am enjoying when we first got the trailer, I was very vocal at first, and I was like, I'm sad because I missed the nostalgia of Atlanta. And then I said, Taria, get yourself together. These are Black women and you want to support the Black shows. Go in with an open heart, go in with an open mind, give them a chance. If they make you laugh, enjoy the laugh. If you enjoy an episode, enjoy an episode. And I'm finding that I'm enjoying this season of Atlanta. What about you?
Yeah, I didn't feel that way until the K Michelle plot came up.
Okay. Oh, okay.
I didn't feel that way until the K Michelle plot came up. I was feeling like the formula that they used wasn't working. It is
Mm,
nothing but a blessing from God that this season is going in a different direction because
mm.
I can tell based on the earlier seasons that Drew and Shamia were going to be the underdogs. We've seen it a million times over.
Hmm.
And it was just going to be a show about nothing. But
Yeah.
K Michelle was absolutely necessary. And if K Michelle did not put her neck on the line to say, oh, y'all came up with this spot on me, we would have shit to talk about.
You know what? You're right. Because what would we be talking about right now? Just the Drew and the Black of it all, which needs to stop being a conversation at this point anyway.
Exactly. And the show is only good when the women who I hate when the Real Housewives turn from housewives to producers. And I
Yeah.
think that that's kind of what Portia was doing ever since she came back. And the only
Hmm.
person who really was putting a real life out there was Drew. It wasn't
Yeah.
enough people really doing that. So now that you have I don't really want to say puppet master, but now that the leader of the group is kind of on her toes,
Mm.
we're now getting authentic reactions. Like, and that's why I was saying for the longest, people get so mad at me when I say remove the whole cast and start over. And they don't really have to do that, but sometimes the girls are on the show for so long that
Come
they
on,
think they don't have to do anything. And
Giselle.
when okay, Giselle,
Portia.
they don't have to do anything. And it gets to the points where if it's something they don't want to address, they don't address it. And then guess what? That's the end of the storyline. So
Mm.
when you have a character, I don't want to say Portia's polarizing, but she is in a way where the women have to decide what side of the sand they want to stand on.
Yeah.
When you have somebody like that on a cast of newbies, people can't move authentically. They're always going to try to move strategically, and that's when the shows go downhill.
Yeah. When y'all talked about that on Old Lady's first panel, that was such a good point. If the newbies are always moving with the HBIC in charge,
Thank you.
We're not going to get authentic react. And that's what I like how you just said authentic reactions. Portia's reaction to Kelly was
Authentic.
authentic.
Authentic. You see what I'm saying?
Yes. And Kelly's reaction to Portia's reaction was authentic. Kelly
Authentic.
saying that, Kelly may have planned to come on and say the married man. But when she said that about them Africans, whether we feel like she's been on Portia or not, like, okay, girl, give it a rest. Her saying that sparked this whole, like, what are we going to get now?
Exactly. And that's what's necessary to continue to have the cast thrive. I think that's why people always go back to talking about that, like, core OG group of Real Housewives of Atlanta. They grew the show together.
Yeah.
It wasn't until Nene was like, I'm HBIC, it's shit I don't want to talk about, I'm not going to talk about it, that it fell flat. So it's like, yeah, they're not professors like we are.
They are not. When you talked about Housewives boot camp, I said absolutely. That is so true. And if you don't watch the show and are in the weeds like we are, like you said, you're just watching it like you're not picking up on certain words and things and cues that they're saying.
Yes, like, even words.
Words the same.
I'm worried about her success on of course. She never said on the show. I've been wanting her to be successful. Why would that be in your hands? Who you feeling like? Who she is, apparently, because all the other girls are showing her that's who she is.
Right.
So that's a problem. Get her going. Please.
Yes. And I think I'll even say with Kelly, I always say Kelly is loud, like she has a microphone in her throat. And sometimes I want to be like, but I will say, even she is coming to us, whether people find it boring or not, with what she's going through. She's not trying to come on. Like even in the beginning of the season, when she talked about when she met up with Angela and Shamia, and I think it was in her confessional, she was talking about her issues and her money. And she said her dog no longer gets dyed anymore because of the money situation. So it's like she's actually coming to us about this real thing. I think Shamia is low key trying to, with the whole surrogacy thing, because what I got from her in that scene was fear.
Yes. No. I watched the episode.
I said, she's scared.
I watched the episode. Hold on. Okay. It's not shit funny about her having her last egg. Right.
We're not laughing at that. Right.
We're not laughing at that for the people who want to find something to complain about.
Child.
But I was like, what the fuck am I watching?
Come on.
Because she immediately went to, we're going to have to adopt. As someone who has, not me, for her, as someone, Shamia, who has 2 children, why would you have to adopt? It's not like you won't get that experience of like being a mother. Right. We're not talking about that. What's really going, like, what is you and Gerald's arrangement? What is y'all agreement?
Ding, ding, ding. What is your, she has said multiple times last season how overwhelming it was with the 2 kids, and especially with their daughter that had the health issues.
Well, that's enough for me to stop.
Yes.
And nothing against her daughter at all. But in a case to where, and I talked about this vaguely a couple years ago on Real Housewives of Atlanta, I love that IVF and surrogacy are options for people. But when you get to these tiers of people who simply pay for convenience, and I'm not saying that Shamia has done that, I'm just speaking in general. When people pay for convenience, that bothers me as someone who's gone through childbirth, as someone who is simply a Black woman, and you know that Black women have higher mortality rates. For someone to say something like, oh, well, I'm not going to carry a baby because I have high blood pressure. Bitch, how many Black people don't have high blood pressure? Like, what are we talking about? You're paying for convenience. So now to bring it back down to Shamia, there was a situation with her surrogate where your surrogate had cancer in the middle of her carrying your child.
Yeah.
And now you're having to adjust to making sure you're giving your daughter everything that she needs to continue to stay healthy. You're on trips and you're crying and breaking down because your daughter got a cold, and Gerald is calling you on the phone telling you she got a cold. Like, wouldn't that be enough for you to be like,
Yes.
God has blessed me with two children. One of them I didn't even have to carry.
Yeah. Because when when you talk about the maternal health, that's why she can't carry because she's not able to anymore. I
Mm-hmm.
think because of medical stuff. So it's like there has to be something bigger. I don't think Shamia wants more children. I think it's like you said when you said what is y'all's agreement, that's what I think it is.
He wants a boy. He
Yes.
wants a son. He wants a son. I
And
understand. Yeah, he wants a son.
I
I mean,
think
I don't
it's
understand personally, but what I'm saying is I've heard of it before.
yes, that you what I don't think is fair, Gerald is 60. Let's be clear. He can be in perfect health. I see 80 and 85-year-olds out running marathons. I hope to be that way too.
Hmm.
At the same time, how fair is it to a child to have a parent coming in the gate that's 60 years old? I just think that is so unfair.
Yeah,
And to
it's
your
actually
partner.
funny. That's like my grandpa. My grandpa was in his 60s when he had my dad.
No.
I'm so serious. I think he died the year I was born.
So you didn't even get
But
to meet him.
no, I didn't get to meet him.
Wow.
He was born in they don't know he's so old they didn't know what year he was born exactly. He was born in 1902 or 1903, but they just know the month and day he was born.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Hmm.
That is so. Your dad, like, does he talk about like, if I'm not getting too personal, but like
That's fine.
how that felt like? How much was your grandfather able to do with your dad?
Yeah, he talks about him a lot. He got to experience his dad fully. He was a grown man when
Okay.
he passed away. So my
Okay.
dad
Yeah.
was like
Yeah.
30. My dad was 34 maybe when he
Okay.
passed away. So he got to experience him, and it's just crazy for me. Like when I saw there's a childhood picture of him that I have
Okay.
and of my grandpa. That's when it hit me like, damn, I'm like technically only one generation removed from slavery. One.
Wow. Yeah, girl.
Because his parents would have been slaves or at
Please.
least worked in the cornfields. The picture that I have of him is one of those black and white, you gotta let the ink dry.
Yeah.
Like,
Yes.
and I have it's a picture of a picture. It is crazy to think about. I don't
Wow.
understand why people do that either. But men, they be having babies for a long ass time.
What's the white actor? Was it Robert De Niro?
De Niro.
He likes black women. They had a baby. Like, come on, sir. And I
Yeah.
think it's funny that biologically men are able to have a baby for that long, but not women.
Hmm. Yeah, it is crazy, right?
That's crazy. It's like the ones who carry, you could just go make them. I can't imagine. I just don't feel like it's, Shamia doesn't want another child. She wants one for that man because he's like, when I forgot that she said that we're going to have to adopt. That is
She said we might have to adopt. I was like, damn, you got to do all that. I just say fuck it.
right. But you would be like,
Fuck
I
it.
have two beautiful children. My daughter's health is getting better. Like, we're just going to focus on the blessings that God gave us.
Yes, yeah. It
But
was just I didn't
do,
understand.
it makes me wonder then, because I started thinking, did they implant? Why wouldn't they do the boy one first? Like, did they try it and then it didn't work? So then they got the girls. Like, I'm just wondering if he wanted a boy that bad, why they didn't make the boy? Because I would think he'd want, you know, how some men want the boy to be the oldest, right? So
Yeah, and maybe they changed their mind over time.
that's true
Maybe
too.
they were like, maybe that's where you go from, oh, we have one kid, you know, whatever we have next is fine,
Yeah,
assuming that you're going to have more. So maybe the second time around, it was like, we don't want to choose the gender. Like, whatever. God will
yeah,
bless us.
that's
But
yeah.
now it's like, do you know you have 30 minutes?
Literally, we're at 28 now. You got 20. You got less time than this episode is going to air without commercials. Like to
Right.
have
Right.
that is crazy. I do think sometimes coming on these shows, I don't want her to put her marriage in. And listen, she knows her marriage better than we. It's I can't imagine if a camera was in my house, there would be times people probably would think Corey doesn't like her, but it's not it. That's just the
Yeah.
like, it's just him. Or they may be times when they think, oh, Taria is she don't like him. That's not it at all. That man
Yeah.
doesn't want to be on camera. And I
Yeah.
feel like Shamia's already, I think she's beautiful, hands down, body, yada, yada. I do think she's
Okay. For
cringy.
sure.
And
Yes.
and so when she's trying to have these, conversations with him that are at a decibel of 10 and he already doesn't want to be on camera, it comes off as very actory to me. So it's like,
Yeah.
and it makes,
Honestly,
you know,
and then they're gonna talk about him not
yes.
wanting her to be an actress or do I'm not sure if he doesn't want her to be an actress or he doesn't want her to do any love making scenes.
Yeah.
To me, based on what I've seen of him, I'm gonna say I don't think he want her to be an actress. What was it that they talked about? What she said he spent $100,000 on her singing career, or
Yes.
was it acting or
Her
her
singing
singing career?
career.
Okay, yeah, because it's like, yeah, go in the studio and make some beats, like do
Beats.
something fun. But Bondi actually had clocked this last season when they were on the cash trip. Bondi said she didn't like how Shamia was out of the country, and the husband called her on the phone to say that the daughter was sick, almost making it seem like it was a dire emergency.
Yeah.
So Shamia could no longer enjoy herself on the trip and feel concerned. Whereas a good husband would have shot you a text, hey, she got a cold, but don't worry about it. Such and such is handled, yada, yada, yada. You don't open end leave something right there, right?
Yes.
So with that, in combination with him not wanting to participate on the show, which is fine, but this whole, oh, we might have to adopt a boy,
It makes you like,
and also the, oh, I can't act no more is giving. He wants you to be able to control you. And
yeah.
I think that he feels like if you have the independence that a lot of women get from this show, it's going to be a problem. So it
Mm.
does make me side eye the relationship, not just simply because he doesn't want to be on camera.
Right,
But
right.
I mean, it's really what Shamia is showing us. The way that lady was crying about the
Yes.
embryo.
The way she walked in, she got out of the car and you could just feel, I said, what is wrong? And then she couldn't even barely talk. Like when Kelly was hugging her, I did appreciate that moment from Kelly because there are times when I feel like Kelly is, in the proper words of Candace, the imp. But I like to see there's another side of her. And that lets me know there is another side of Kelly that we just don't always get to see. And I
Right.
think that side with Shamia was real. I appreciated her trying to be there for her and talking to the surrogate for her. But it just, I felt almost like, oh my God, is she gonna get in trouble? Like,
Is she
what
going to get in
is,
trouble? Mm-hmm.
like, she's in trouble with dad because we couldn't produce it. And like, that's a lot of pressure and stress on the surrogate too. Like, you
It
better make sure
is.
this one don't fail.
Yeah, it is. Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh. Niecy,
Yeah.
I promised that I would only keep Niecy for an hour, y'all, but I didn't want to let her go. And as long as she kept talking, I was going to push it.
I was going to keep talking.
Oh, okay.
Shoot.
Listen. Well, wait, look,
No, I'm like, hold on, wait, I got to say this one
come on.
part. But
No, no,
yeah,
you can say, I am free. So yes, keep it going.
yeah, I don't. What else? What else we want to get into?
Oh, about, there, Pinky.
Yeah, I like her.
I said, okay, what Pinky for me? Sometimes I feel this way, sometimes I feel that way, which to me is a good thing because she's
Yeah,
inspiring some type of emotion. I think Pinky, number one, it's almost a backhanded compliment. I don't think when people are discussing, oh, the fans don't like Pinky because she doesn't fit the aesthetic. And I'm almost like, I get what they're saying, but if I was Pinky hearing this, I would be like, I think Pinky is really pretty. I can also
yeah.
hear her Baltimore accent combined with the Southern accent. I love it. Also, I do rideshare. I'm all over. Child,
Uh-huh.
today I looked up, and I'm gonna get back to Pinky. When I say I'm all over, I'm driving. I take a ride from Baltimore because I live in Baltimore County. And for people that are listening that live in Maryland, no, I go to a place called Hagerstown. About an hour and 20 minutes from where I was, but the money was good. I was like, cool, I'm gonna make this shop, make this money. I get there, I take a break, I get another ride. It says it's 10 minutes away. Me forgetting how close things can be. I said, I'm gonna take this ride. It's only 10 minutes there, 10 minutes to the next place. Oh, that's good money. Let me take it. Girl, I look up the sign said, welcome to West Virginia. Girl, I
Mm.
was in West Virginia.
How far is it?
Martinsburg is clearly close to the part of Maryland that I was in.
Uh-huh.
West Virginia was 20 minutes, like 10 to 15 minutes. I had no idea.
That probably makes sense. My best friend used to live, well, she lived in DC at one point in time.
Okay.
And then by the time I went to go visit her, we was in Was we in West Virginia? We was in
You might have been.
Arlington.
Oh, so you was in Virginia. That's right there. So it's one of those things where you're right here, then you're in another state. But it
Yeah.
took me Virginia. I would have expected seeing West Virginia. It took me by surprise. I said, "Oh my God, I got to get up out of here." And then my second
Gotta
thought
get up
went
out of
to,
here.
"Girl, they don't like us out here. Let me turn
Oh
around
my,
and go on back." But I
oh my
say that,
gosh.
yeah. So I was like, "Let me get on back." I don't know who I'm picking up, and I'm not gonna lie. I saw that it was a black person. I was like, "Okay, cool." And let me get up out of here. And they kept trying to give me rides in West Virginia. No, no, no. I need to head on back to Maryland.
I
So
don't know nothing about that type of
crazy.
racial. I'm used to like the Texas,
Okay.
the Oklahomas, the Alabama, Arkansas, that I've never considered what it would be like up there. That makes sense.
I had a family member who used to be married to somebody from West Virginia. He's black, she's white. They were going to a store there one night. He said he was in the car. She went in the store, and next time he looked up, there was 3 or 4 white men circling his car, like, want to know, what are you doing here? Yeah. So it was, yeah. So I say that to say I could end up anywhere. So I don't live far from the Baltimore Harbor. So I'm
Hmm.
driving the other day and I'm dropping a girl off and I look over. Oh, there's a slutty vegan in Baltimore and there's the bar vegan right next to it. This is earlier this week. So my daughter, my goddaughter, and my niece slash goddaughter and my girlfriend went to it. Child took them 40 minutes to get their food. It wasn't busy and their experience wasn't great. But I was like, who knows? It could have been the employees. Girl, I look up on Instagram today. Now that was earlier this week. It had to be like Monday or Tuesday. On the 27th, they got closed down due to health violations temporarily.
Oh,
And somebody was there and took a picture of it. And it says 5/27 was the day that they closed. I was like, oh my gosh. Like, I can't
hmm,
believe it. Oh my gosh. I can't
hmm.
believe it. So I was like, that was just 3 days ago they were open, but that would kind of make sense. Well, there was no sign on the door. So that would make sense maybe why they weren't open. And then I thought Pinky just can't catch a break.
Yeah, that sucks. Hopefully that's not too big of a
Yeah,
deal.
hopefully they can
Because
just
they just
clear
have
them
to
up.
pass inspection.
Yeah,
But we
yeah.
used to have Slutty Vegan down here in Dallas and
Did you
the
like
Deep
it?
Element. Yeah, oh my gosh, it was good. It
Because
was
I
it
want to
was
try it.
it was amazing. It didn't even it tasted like meat. It tasted
Okay.
like cheese. Like it was really good. Like I would have
Okay.
went back. It wasn't here long, but nothing in Dallas stays open long.
Okay.
But I
That's what
do like Pinky. I had mentioned somebody said something about Pinky. I said everybody can't look like Go Naked. Like,
I
and
liked
I
when you
don't
said
want
that.
everybody to look like Go Naked.
I liked when you said that because that was so different than people are talking about her physical looks like, oh, she doesn't fit this shit. I remember when you said go naked and I actually laughed. I thought that was funny because you're right. Everybody doesn't look.
I don't want everybody with the 16 by 5 frontals. I don't want the girl like even damn Cynthia is starting to look like Portia and Drew.
Thank
Like
you. I said,
I'm not here for it. I would love for the girls to look like themselves.
yeah. Yeah. I like, there's something about Pinky that can be appealing. Yes. I said the only thing with Pinky is she got to let us know I'm filing for bankruptcy, but I ain't broke. I'm a strong
Mhm.
black woman, but I don't know how
Yeah,
to
she
get
has a
around
big
me.
ego. She has a really big ego.
I said, has she been sunned her whole life? And then when she started making money, she like, you ain't telling me nothing. I'm
Yeah.
strong. I'm rich. I'm this. I
Yes.
said, what I want Pinky to stop doing though is getting on this television that bankruptcy people watch, like the courts and things watch, and keep telling us you're rich and you can wipe your behind with 80 some thousand dollars. Please.
Yeah.
Please.
It's crazy because I actually saw, I think right after the pandemic, that's when more people, regular people, started talking about the benefits of filing for bankruptcy.
Very beneficial.
Yeah, I did not know that.
Yep.
So it's just funny that the way you can tell there's some insecurities there around the way that Pinky brings it up. It's like
Yes.
it's almost like she wanted to get in front of it. But it's
Yes.
like she wants to get in front of it even when it's not necessary to bring it up so nobody can really bring it on her.
Yes.
So it's kind of like, girl, okay, you filed for bankruptcy. We really didn't have to talk about it again. But seeing as how you want to keep talking about it, like now I'm sitting here and I have to ask, do you got 80,000 to wipe your ass with or do you not?
Because if you do, I said if I was one of the creditor that she owes 80 some thousand dollars to,
Mhm.
Run me my money
Yeah.
since you got it to white. And I said, now see that her and Angela going back and forth. It was funny. They both were coming back. But I said, now, Pinky, you saying, because you keep bringing up bankruptcy, but yet I'm not broke, but yet bankruptcy. And then you telling Angela, I could have bought your houses. Which, did they cut that out? Because that was in the trailer. I don't remember it being in the scene. But
I saw it.
I thought I seen it. But
I
either
don't remember.
if Angela had said how under your chapter 13 reorg, see, then that would have been something. So it's like, you can't just, it's okay to say I'm filing and this is because the way she explained it when they were on the plane, I can't do this, 7, but I can't do this and I can't do this because on paper people can hear that. I didn't
Mhm.
when Pinky said she was filing bankruptcy, I didn't think she was broke. I said, oh, she protecting the money she got.
I mean, even before she came to the show, she was on social media making videos about bankruptcy.
Yes. So it's like,
And it's she doing too much to try to get in front of it. Do what you need to do. Have no explanation for it. She came on the show and she said something like, when she was talking to her lawyer, there are black women looking at me. I can't fail them. Like, I really wish people would stop that narrative.
come on.
I'm not looking at Pinky for inspiration. Like, I'm proud of Pinky for what she has done, but that is a completely separate black woman than me.
Right.
So stop. I feel like that's a lot of triangulation. You're carrying you're trying to put it on how other people may feel, but the reality is you just don't want to acknowledge that you have an insecurity about failure. It
And
has nothing
that's
to do with what everybody else thinks.
And actually, that's what black women may can relate to that they just haven't said it out loud, the quiet part out loud. Like, I'm scared that I'm going to fail. Because when I heard her story, it's inspiring to know, okay, you know what? Yep, you've been through this, you've been through that. If one person can do it, whether it's restaurant, content, whatever, another person can do it. But then when you come behind it, it's almost like you're letting us know these things are going on. Oh, but I'm not like y'all because I'm rich. Well,
Mm-hmm.
wait a minute. Like,
Mm-hmm.
so, and like you said, you don't look to me. To me, well, you could never fail me because I'm rooting for you to win. If you don't win, I'm still not, you know,
Impacted. It is what
yeah,
it is.
your story's inspiring, great. But if not, but it's like before I knew your story, like you can't fail a person who doesn't know you. Like,
Right. The sun will still rise, I said.
come
Like,
on.
it is what it is. So yeah, I do like Pinky because she can hold her own amongst the group.
Yeah.
And I would honestly prefer for her imperfections to be personal rather than like want to get in where she fit in.
Yes, I like I was listening to somebody do a recap and she made a good point. She said she said I get having your favorites and who you ride for. She said, but the reason I can't go all in blindly behind Housewives is she said, look at how Pinky and Angela were laughing and Kiki, and I enjoyed that when K Michelle and all them were going on and they were like, where's the food? Who is it? Why I got to know the answer. And she said, here you are going all in messaging somebody nasty comments because they have a certain perspective on a housewife, only for them two housewives to be keyking. And I love when the housewives can do that,
Mm-hmm.
be laughing and joking. Because on that Sprinter van, when Portia and Kelly were getting into it, Angela poured a glass, and I think she was like, cheers to Pinky poured a shot and was cheersing with Angela. So I was like,
Mm-hmm.
exactly. Like,
Yeah.
we like who we like. Our body rejects, because my body rejects me. My body rejects who they reject. But
Mm-hmm.
these housewives, at the end of the day, know it's about conflict and resolution.
Yeah, exactly.
So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I like Pinky. What do you think about? I already know, but I love to hear Angela.
I really enjoyed her in her first season. I think that Angela has, what should I say? I think she's been consumed. I think that she has been consumed by the get in where you fit in. I
Mm-hmm.
think when Angela first came on the show, she did not really care to impress anybody. She was going to secure her spot by being a bone carrier. But I don't know what happened in between the two seasons for her to basically, what Cat Williams say? You have an allegiance to losers that's unlike you. That's how I felt watching Angela this season trying to go up behind this plot because honestly, it's so funny. Phaedra really ain't said shit about the plot, but everybody online saying Phaedra and Portia. Like, that's how powerful of a personality Phaedra is by not even saying anything. Meanwhile, Angela is doing all this rah, 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 and nobody's even mentioning her damn name. So that's why I'm saying, like, you've been consumed with wanting to get in where you fit in. And this is unlike the Angela that I seen in the first season. I don't know. I'm still trying to determine how I feel about her. I'm gonna have to watch her for the rest of the season. Like if I see her fold and just change in order to get in, I'm not gonna be fooling with her.
I had said that it's interesting that she could move on with a woman who threatened to sleep with her husband.
Fuck her husband. Thank you.
To me, we would have had to have
before I fuck your husband. You'd be dead to me. We would never. There'd be nothing we could kiki about. Girl, that could be my ex-husband, and we would never kiki. Like,
even to get along on the show, it would have to be us. There's always going to be somebody in between us because us laughing and joking and having scenes. You threatened to sleep with, and for the people that say I could never see myself joking about that with somebody, especially having been married before. Like, never. And then somebody I was talking to brought up a very good point. Again, shout out to New Chaser TV. He brought up this point, and I said, "Oh," he said, "It's interesting how he said if we're going to be fair, we need to be fair." People are saying, Kelly, you keep calling Portia Horsha in the confessionals, and people are tired of it. People are saying Kelly is slut shaming Portia. Angela and Kelly and Portia haven't even, I mean, yeah, they did that makeup, but now we see them arguing. Angela and Portia have moved on, and yet in multiple confessionals, Angela has shaded Portia.
Oh my gosh. I was about to say that. Last episode, Angela shaded the fuck out of her.
Yes.
I can't remember what she said.
Are you really surprised? It's Portia.
That's what she said. And then it seemed like all the women, it's like, y'all are coming to us saying K. Michelle is delusional or not saying anything at all in scene. But last episode, every single woman on cast said that that's not something I would do. I would have told K. Michelle. So I'm like,
Shamia saying, I thought there was such thing as girl code, but that obviously that doesn't apply to everybody in this group or something. So we know who she's talking about. Why they ain't say that then?
They scared. That's why I'm saying you cannot have people on the show like Portia when like her time is done. I'm just gonna say that. If you was gonna come back and talk about the Simon shit, cool. You're not talking about the Simon shit. You brought your boyfriend for hire on the show this season, Mike. That wasn't your man. We've seen him on several reality TV shows. Even if you did mingle with him, that was not your man. I think that the relationship with Sway is real, though.
Yeah. At first, I wasn't sure, but I think it's real, too.
Yeah, I think it's real, but that don't mean it's going to last.
Right.
So, yeah.
But that is a good point. Everybody said something in the confessional, but nobody said, well, Portia, I would have let her know too. Because I was thinking, because people are like, Portia doesn't owe her anything. I do just feel like, again, if me and you have known of each other through this content creation space, and then there's a content creator show that you've been on, and you say, even if the producers hook it up, Necey, I want you to bring Taria on, do this show. And we have somebody in common, I would say, I don't know if you know, but I was talking to so-and-so. Because again, we all know each other has passed, but I do think it was something. Because also, what you had to really listen to and catch is Portia did say, I spoke highly of you. So that means you did say something.
You were aware.
About Kay. So you spoke highly about, and I said that's where Portia tripped herself up because Kay was saying as a friend and Portia was trying to say something different. And then she turned around and said, we're friends. Yeah. That was Kay's whole point. I was with Kay on that. Hey, you could have just said, hey, I messed with him because you said something about me to him.
Mm-hmm.
It's not even like you didn't say anything. If you didn't say anything about me to him and you felt like it was brief, fleeting, okay, I ain't mad. But you said something about me to him.
And it's the fact that she's continued conversation with him even when K Michelle is there. That's the thing that's weird about it. It's like,
Oh, right.
that's the thing that's weird. It would have been different if you had conversation with him prior to being with Kate Michelle in a working environment every day. Cause then it's like, yeah, we used to talk to the same person and that's the end of that. But
Right.
both of y'all are on a cash trip in communication with the other person. That's not weird.
Right. You're speaking highly of me 2 doors down from me, and you're not going to tell me,
That
girl,
you're
guess who
speaking
I just
of
got done
me
talking?
to
Yes.
someone who I know. That's weird. And I
Yeah.
think that is simply because Portia don't want to, and you brought up a good point. Portia don't want us to focus on her hoism cards. I forgot she said she was gonna fuck that lady husband. So
Yeah.
that's another reason why I'm just like, feel bad for what?
Like, you can't, I don't care. People can say it was a joke. It was a joke. Sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes there are truth in jokes. And for her to pick that,
Mm-hmm,
like, where would, like,
mm-hmm.
come on, out of everything, like, come on.
She was feeling herself.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I'm
Yes.
a bad bitch. Y'all
Yes.
think that I stole Simon and now I'm living this soft life, bitch. I steal your husband too. Calm down.
Did you see that Instagram live that I'll never forget. Portia was doing a live with, was it Lauren or something? And I mean, it was funny though. So somebody wrote, "Whose husband are you gonna f now?" And she was talking and she said, and yours, yours.
See? That's why she think it's a weapon now. Girl, that's why I'm like, you sitting there looking like you about. She was actually hurt that Kay Michelle brought that up. So when she had them tears in her eyes, I was like, damn. But then all I could do was cackle.
Because this is the
Love
person that
wins,
you said.
right?
I
That's
did
how you cover up the hoism. Hashtag love wins.
that was
Girl.
thinking back to that time. What a time!
Mhm.
Like, and even now I do wish Fallon, you had multiple times to say what you need to say. I don't frankly want to hear
Oh, I
anymore.
don't want to hear from Fallon again. She's done. Her time is up.
Yeah, we don't want to hear you. We don't want to see you. You live your life with Jalen and your kids. Simon
Mhm.
seems to be living his best royal life over there.
Oh,
Every time
really? I don't know nothing about the
I
man.
seen,
Nothing about City Boy Simon.
he was
Nothing.
City Boys up 1,000.
Mhm.
They were posting pictures of him when he was responding to Fallon and he was going back and forth. And he was sitting in his chair looking all royal. I said, "Come on, King, come on, King Simon." Simon said, "Guess what? I don't know. I just want to see. I'm excited about the rest of the season because we
Me
see in the
too.
trailer Kelly and Portia make up, but again, apparently it doesn't last if Kelly's online
We're gonna
saying,
have to have another conversation, like reunion time ish
"Okay,
or something like that,
you're
because
gonna
we
do
need to come.
reunion part one."
We come on. We need to
We
come
could do
back to
okay,
this.
okay,
Like we really need to put our analysis together once we get the season. Hmm.
yes, okay, and yeah, I'm cheesing because I'm just thinking about like we're gonna have so much to talk about. You might have
Yes.
to come back before the reunion, to be honest. Like you have to, Niecy may be the can Niecy be the what else is going on correspondent for the Atlanta reunion.
Come on. I'm excited.
Me too. I am too. And I am so excited that you came by the channel. I had been meaning to reach out to you, but I also
Hmm.
see you're doing a lot. You're working. I knew that you're 9 to 5, and then I know with the baby, and especially at that age, it's like they need all your attention, want all your attention.
Yeah.
And then look, you enjoying yourself, and then being a realtor. So when I screamed, y'all was listening to the old ladies first panel, and Nisi, I love when you tell stories about your life.
Telling my business like I always do.
When you said you jumped out of a second story window.
Yes, I jumped out the second story window, sneaking out of my high school boyfriend's house.
I screamed and had to immediately message you and then say, by the way, I was like, Taria, since
Hmm.
you're here.
Yes, no, I was
Oh,
so glad you messaged me. I was like, yes, okay,
yes.
we're back.
I was,
We're back.
we're back. I was going to say, we
Hmm.
are back. Y'all don't forget. Oh, wait. One last thing. Speaking of black, did you see this? Drew Sidor's rumored love interest and close friend Black Tatted is reportedly facing multiple lawsuits over allegations that he borrowed large sums of money with promises to repay them. Promises the plaintiffs claim were never fulfilled. According to the TSR Investigates report from the Shade Room, the women involved alleged that he used them as prey for
I
money
saw that.
to fund his lavish lifestyle. I said, well, if he's looking for that,
You want to know another barometer of character? I would say the size of a man's veneers. When last episode, I'm so serious. I was irritated from the time I seen that man on screen because I knew he was full of shit. From the time I seen him, what man who's actually making money, spending multiple hours of his time on a FaceTime dinner for one? For two, you bought your ass on the show with your chest out and them big ass teeth.
babe,
And Bondi said something in the last Ulay's first panel episode, podcast episode. She said something like, "Yeah, I feel like you can't trust Black." And I said, "Of course you can't trust him with them big ass teeth." That tells you everything you need to know about a man. Because if I'm going to go get veneers, I'm not going to make them bigger than my mouth. So that also tells me that you're out of touch with reality, to the point to where you will lie about some stuff that's so
yeah,
insulting that you decided to lie about it, that I'm going to want to knock your head off your shoulders.
you know
So
what?
I'm not surprised that he's lying and scheming. Like, it's always something that will tell you before you get into the nitty gritty with people.
You are right, because if you make money like that, you would be going to a veneer doctor, because they look like he went to a veneer tech. These
Yeah, I
technicians
mean,
now.
and they think it looked better. I mean, like Lil Scrappy. Scrappy has some big ass veneers at
Baby,
some point in time. And based on the amount of baby mamas he has, we know we can't trust him.
we know.
That will tell you everything you need to know.
No. Oh, horrible. I said, and then to see that it was all successful women that he preyed on. And it was three: Claudia Gregory, B. Marie, Brittany owner of Coda Skincare, and comedian actress Lala Milan. Now, mind you, they all filed lawsuits. Here's the thing: he filed for bankruptcy in, I believe, 2026 January. So if he included them in that lawsuit, I don't know if there's going to be anything. I mean, in the bankruptcy, anything they can do. I said,
No.
Drew, what?
Learn something from this.
Please learn something from this. And also, again, I don't know. I don't care how much I could convince, not even ask Corey to do a lot of things, or say, hey, I need you to do this. I need you to do that. Number one, I wouldn't ask him to sit on the FaceTime, because I'd have to remember to be on the FaceTime. I'm trying to talk. I'm trying to do my job. And number two, he wouldn't sit 3 hours. You sit. So like you said, anybody that's making money in their downtime, they're not trying to sit on a FaceTime for 3 hours.
No, not at all. Trying to be seen.
And bringing her them flowers. That scene was so
Yeah.
scripted to me. I was like, come on, Drew. But I've maintained, remember the show Desperate Housewives? It was on. Drew is acting how she thinks. So like Drew is on an episode, like Drew is playing what she thinks a housewife would be, when she had all the assistants and all of this and the chefs.
The chef.
She's playing that. And I'm gonna say something. And I said I love Drew. I call her Angel Face. I think she's beautiful. I root for
I like
Drew
her
to
too.
win. I
Yeah.
want her to win so bad. That time blindness got your kids in the custody of your ex because you couldn't get them to school on time.
Yeah, I was wondering, what was that about? I still don't know.
Looking at her life on this show, just a glimpse, I said, oh, she got a lot going on.
Yeah, I don't know what that is crazy to think about.
Yeah. And her mama said last season, the kids were out of control. And you and him don't even realize it.
That's true. I'm also, this is stuff we need to hear about on the TV show.
Yes.
Knowing that she was with a narcissist who lived in the basement, it makes me wonder how he positioned that. Because if you was in the basement, were they just not getting to school on time on the days where it was her days, and he was kind of just like, I don't know. It's just,
That's what
I
I'm
don't
thinking.
trust Ralph. And I think that Drew can be a bit of an airhead when it comes to certain things. And I feel like you really got to be on your P's and Q's when dealing with a narcissist. And I
Yes.
think Drew kind of was overwhelmed,
Yep.
let a lot of stuff fall to the wayside. So,
And instead of, I think she misstepped in thinking he would just get them to school on time.
Yeah.
No, he was probably writing all this down. keeping tab. Oh, he gonna take them to school, but it's your day, so I'll take them for you. But I'm writing all this down,
Potentially, yeah, for sure.
which is unfortunate because what that really does is hurt the kids in the long run.
Exactly.
You
But
know,
narcissists
narcissists,
are not going to care.
they don't
The
care.
children are pawns.
Yes, yes. I said now if because oh my gosh, today is May 29th. Drew's got to be out in 2 days. Like thinking about that is crazy. I'm sorry. I just that just dawned on
I
me like,
thought you were going to say something else.
oh,
That
I just
Drew has 2 days.
I just thought about that. Like, is she moving things?
I don't know.
Like when you like, it may sound like, oh, Drew is making money or this, or she's got to be out of her house with her oldest son in 2 days.
Mm-hmm.
And her
Ralph
mama
is
live
going
in
to have to send her
Detroit.
luggage.
Yeah,
Ralph
a
is going to
house
have to send her luggage.
that he picked out without her.
Mm-hmm.
The only good thing to come out of this is if he didn't put her name on that deed, I mean on that mortgage,
Mm-hmm. It's not on the mortgage.
then if he lose
Well,
it, that's
based
on
on
him.
what we saw in her first season, her name wasn't
That's
on
right.
the mortgage.
Because he went and
So,
picked it out and did as a realtor. Can that
mhm.
happen? He went and picked everything out and signed.
See, okay, I'm not sure about Georgia, but
Oh,
something
okay.
tells me that doesn't make sense. Texas is a very like traditional state. They believe in community property. So in
Okay.
Texas, even though they're married, like she would still have to be a part of signing onto the deed. They could add her as a deed. The terminology I'm using may be incorrect because this is kind of on the loan side, but in the title company, you can be signed to the deed of the property, meaning that you own the home, or you could be signed to the deed as like secondary. So in the
Okay.
event that Ralph couldn't pay the mortgage, Drew would then be responsible to pay the mortgage, even though her name she didn't get the loan in her name just because she's his wife.
Okay.
So it was really hard for me to believe that Drew got this house without knowing anything about it, unless he got the house using personal funds that did not involve Drew. Sometimes in
Oh,
some states, if you have personal funds and personal property before you enter the marriage, if you use those funds and you don't need them. So it's so many
right.
technicalities. He could have done it a number of ways. It just depends
Okay.
on what the laws are in Georgia.
That's right. Because with mine, because I do ride share and we bought our house during COVID, I
Hmm.
wasn't doing
Oh,
ride
that was
share.
smart.
Yeah, I didn't have any income. So the loan is
Mhm.
just in his name, but I am on that title. So
Exactly.
you can never put me out.
Exactly. Yeah. So you knew about it because you
Yes.
still had to be there for closing
Yes.
day. And
I had to be there and sign
that's,
all this
that's
paperwork.
what I'm
And
saying.
I
So
was
when
like,
Drew came to us saying he bought the house, I didn't know anything about it. It could have been a bit of acting. It could have been of like a bit of I'm such a housewife that I'm so
mm,
oblivious to the moves that my husband's making because I don't
okay.
have to do shit. So that's why I
Okay.
was like, "Are you sure that even though you didn't get the mortgage, you sure you didn't have to sign anything?"
Nothing
Yeah.
to not even be on the title. Cause it's not like he had the house and then y'all got married. Like that was so confusing to me. I still had to submit on my end what I had to submit through the whole process. The only thing I didn't submit was pay stubs or anything like that because
Right.
I wasn't driving at the time, so I didn't have the income. But like,
Right. They still need your social security number. They still look
yes,
at spousal debt. Like,
yes,
I'm like, what are you
everything.
talking about, Drew? I don't know. Georgia is one of those very traditional states where to me, I couldn't imagine that they do things much different than what they do out here. So
Right.
like even in Texas, Texas so much is so traditional that like if you if you are in a long-term relationship and your partner cohabitates in the home, as long as they have a piece of mail being sent to the home or something with your address anchored to it, you cannot evict them from your home.
That is
Like
so
at that point, you's married now.
crazy.
So even if you're not, so it's hard for me to, I don't know.
Right. That's crazy to think that he bought a whole house without your knowledge, which is why I say the things that Drew says about Ralph were true. And unfortunately, I feel like some of the things that Ralph says about Drew are true.
I
Because there
think
was
so.
something that kept them there together for that long. Her
It's a
feeding him that piece
combination.
of steak. Yeah, last summer. Like, girl, there's no way a man dragging my name through the mud
Hmm.
like this.
I'd
It's
be making him
crazy.
a piece of steak and giggling. Hmm. Yeah.
Because I thought I was on him.
Co-parenting. Girl, I tell you,
Co-parent, and I was going to say that.
Okay, as a co-parent myself, what are you
Can
talking
you
about?
imagine cutting up a piece of steak or
And
him
feeding
saying,
it?
"Here, Niecy, have some of this steak." Your child will
Yeah.
be ready at 3:30.
Okay.
Like, that's it. Thank
Thumbs up.
you.
Thumbs up.
Oh my gosh, Nisi, thank you so much. Look, in my head, I'm like, is there anything we missed? Like before I let you go, I'm like, is there anything? I think we covered all of the women pretty much. Yeah, we
Yeah,
covered
for
all the
sure.
women.
Yeah.
I would
Yeah. And
be
then I'll be back.
the way Aiden would not have been assisting my friends on this float.
I was thinking she said if it's anything with his shirt off, he'll do it for free. Why is your
Yeah,
underage son a pool boy
that's what I was thinking.
serving these grown women? Is the lace glue on your head too tight?
like showing
What
all
is wrong?
detail.
I'm
Like,
like, people are not wanting to protect their children like that no
and
more.
then the boy next to him, the thing said Aiden's friend. I
She
was
got
like,
enough money to hire somebody.
come
Quit
on.
playing.
You can stand up in the water.
Yeah.
At this point, you stand there and have or like, I don't know. I just felt like, I heard somebody say, did she have them floating on air mattresses or were they floats? I said, I'll
Yeah.
have to go back and look. But it was the fact that Shamia could not dance during the sound bath was so funny to me. I was like, twerking is in her blood.
For
She
sure.
said, ain't no hole in my blood, but twerking is in my blood.
Okay.
All right. Nisi, thank you. Thank you so much. Y'all already, as y'all, I hope that y'all felt like y'all were on a FaceTime with Nisi because that's how I felt during this, like I was on a FaceTime with you. So I appreciate you taking
Yes.
time out of your day. When you are a mommy and you work, I got like, in the words of, what's her name from, Everybody Hates Christmas. She was like, my man got two jobs. Nisi got two
Three.
jobs, three jobs. Yeah, you right.
Three jobs.
Three.
Okay.
And you took the time out when you could be chilling or resting to come kiki with me is everything. So I appreciate it. Can you let again everybody know where they can find you, your real estate again? Y'all, I will get Nisi's links and I will make sure to remember to put them in the description box. Please tap in if you are in the Dallas area or if you know somebody in the Dallas area. We support Black women over here on this channel. So let everybody know where they
Oh, I
can
love
find
to
you.
hear it. All right, y'all. You can follow me on all platforms at NeceyDixon. For specific real estate content, you can follow my Instagram page at Necey Knows DFW. But yeah, outside of that, that's it. YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, NeceyDixon, Necey, no I.
I was getting ready.
Dixon, because they love to put a NIE, NEI.
I know.
They be having Necey Dixon.
Y'all got it. Necey Dixon. You said Dixon, right? I was okay. I was gonna
Yeah.
say like Robin Dixon.
Yeah, like Robin, no relation.
Millie Chung calls her Robin Dixon because it was Robin Dixon, and then she married Vonnegut, so she calls her
Dixon.
Robin Dixon.
That's so petty.
Every time she says her name, I cackle because that's what she calls her.
Oh my
So
God.
y'all, again, I did a live because I just started going live in April, and I'm gonna remind y'all. I said to y'all, we have so much fun in the lives. We're all friend in the lives. So when it comes to these housewives and we don't agree, remember that warm feeling
Yeah.
that you get in the lives. We are all family here. We can all disagree, but don't you come on here, guns a blazing. Okay. We all just having fun. But I do also, a friend of mine texted me, shout out to Shanika, and she's taking sociology class. And we were talking about race and how race, when people say everything's not about race for Black people, it is our life. Everything's about race. But also watching these housewives, it's like a study in sociology and psychology too. I say people will do anything to get these housewives checks and everything to keep them, which could then make them dangerous.
Yes.
So it's a study in these housewives, and we love it. So y'all, make sure you like, comment, subscribe to Necey's channel. Again, her vlogs are just fun, entertaining. When she does her recaps, entertaining. Y'all heard her on record saying she's going to do more. I'm putting
I
pressure
am.
on her for selfish reasons again because
I am.
I enjoy them. So and look,
Yeah.
next time she's gonna have, even though I love the pink, I will say pink reminds me of soft girl era. So I do like the pink.
I think so. It is very much soft. I do feel like I'm in my soft girl era with my 3 jobs. That's crazy.
Yeah. Isn't it fun? I love threads, and somebody posted a thread. Like I posted a thread. I said, Black women over 40, have you tried, don't laugh, have you tried Geritol? And if so, has it helped with your energy? I had like over 70 women like giving me advice on. So I love threads. And somebody posted on threads, Black women, name something that you do to make yourself feel like yourself or get back to yourself, no matter how silly you think it is. And when I tell you that thread blessed my soul, I sent it to myself so I could go back and continue to read. Because just some of the things. All right, I'll send it to you. I'm gonna send you my phone number too. That way I could, I'm not always on. Y'all don't need to hear this. We'll talk to y'all later. See ya.